And now the next case.
Party's on in Cabo versus Butterworth. Step forward, please.
Postal worker Diego N. Cabo is suing his ex-girlfriend, Treva Butterworth, for unpaid rent and for the down payment on a car. Treva has a countersuit for the unpaid balance on the vehicle.
Mr. N. Cabo, you dated Miss Butterworth briefly, according to what I've read, and I gathered that while you were dating her, her former boyfriend was incarcerated. Is that true?
Yes.
And she had run into some hard times, and it's your claim that you loaned her some money to pay her rent, and that you also gave her an engagement car. Because you were going to buy her an engagement ring. She said, I don't want a ring, I can't use a ring, but I could use a car. So you put the down payment on a car, and since it was instead of an engagement ring, you think she should give you the down payment back.
Correct.
Miss Butterworth says that she received those things from you. Both were gifts. The car was a gift, the rent was a gift, and she is counterclaiming. You ready for this one? She's counterclaiming for the rest of the payments that she has to make on the car because she says it was a gift and that you should, despite the fact that your relationship is over, continue to pay for the car as you promised you would. That's your counterclaim.
Yes.
Okay, so I need some dates from you. You started to date Miss Butterworth when, sir?
Approximately by my birthday, which was January 6th of this year.
When did your boyfriend go to jail, Miss Butterworth?
He was incarcerated for 18 months. It was 2002.
Starting when?
March of 2002.
Okay. You have children?
Yes, I do.
How many children?
I have 3.
Did all 3 children live with you?
Yes.
Are any of the children of the boyfriend who was in jail?
Yes, 1.
The youngest?
Yes.
Is this the boyfriend?
Yes.
So, when was the boyfriend released from jail?
July 27th.
When was the car purchased?
On July 11th.
Just tell me the circumstances surrounding that, Mr. Cabo.
Okay, well, a family member had the car and was looking to sell the vehicle. We both took a look at it and decided that we wanted to buy the car.
Were you living with her at the time?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead.
And so on that date, we went over to her parents' house and we signed the contract. I made payment on the car and we took possession of the car.
So?
I had made it known to her that I could not have afforded to buy the car and an engagement ring, so I had asked her which one did she want. She said it was okay to get the car and that would be her engagement ring.
Yes, go ahead.
He said, why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free?
Why?
Why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free? He had no intentions of getting married.
Why don't you tell me your version of what he said to you when he bought the car?
First of all, my dad had sold his car and I detailed it for him. And he was like, oh, wow, if I had the money, I'd buy that for you. And he wanted quite a bit more. He didn't want to have payments. So when my stepbrother was selling his car, he says, oh, that's a great car. He went over, he took a look at it on his own with my stepbrother, came back, that's great, it's immaculate. It's, oh, what a steal. He's going to give it to me for $2,500 since I'm buying it for you. And I was like, well, did you drive it? He goes, oh, no, I didn't even get in the car and start it up. It looked so good. I just knew I had to have it.
All right. So July 11th, he purchased the car. Boyfriend got out of jail July 27th. How long did it take for the boyfriend to move back in with you?
He still hasn't moved back in with me.
Well, he's here today. Where did he sleep last night?
He stayed the night with me last night.
Excuse me?
He stayed the night with me last night.
Of course. So, whether he moved in with you or whether he didn't move, how long did it take him to come back into your life?
I believe he contacted me a day or 2 after he was released.
And then?
He wanted to see his son.
And then how long did it take for him to move out of your life?
It was probably 3 or 4 weeks.
And by that time, you've had the car for about 3 weeks.
Correct.
Right? I just want to know about your counterclaim. You don't get the money. We don't have engagement cars, sir. You have engagement rings and you have cars. There's no issue that this was a loan. This was not a loan that you made for her. It was some sort of a hybrid of something. I don't know what it was. You certainly didn't take into consideration that he was getting out of jail July 27th and you were going to be nudged out of bed. So the car is a total wash. Your down payment, sir, is gone. Finished. Over. Got it? Now let's talk about the rent. You say she owes you for rent. Tell me about it.
Well, the month after we started dating, the defendant had made numerous references that
Look at me when you're telling me the story, sir,
Yep.
so I can tell whether you're telling me the
Sure.
truth.
Yeah, she kept insisting that we move in together because she didn't want me to live, out of 2 houses. She kept
Was she
saying.
working at the time?
No, Your Honor.
She needed somebody to pay the bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was a short term because he was getting out of jail in July.
Yes,
Keep going.
But she had already given me or sent me letters that told me that she was never going to get involved with her boyfriend again, that she actually sent a letter to him while he was in prison saying that it was over.
He didn't believe her.
I believe it.
And she didn't mean it.
I did mean it.
Keep going.
When the March rent was due, the defendant didn't have the money to pay the rent, so...
Were you living there with her?
Yes, I was.
So you paid the rent?
Yes.
So? You think she made a fool out of you?
Yes, I do.
She probably did. What does that have to do with the court? You moved in with her. You paid the rent. You knew she wasn't working. You were supporting her.
Correct.
And the 3 children who lived with her, including his child, if she wasn't working. Then he came back, and she said, toodaloo, go. Then you say to yourself, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to be stupid again. She took me for a ride. But that doesn't mean that courts compensate you for that. Do you understand that, Mr. Incabo?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Butterworth, do you honestly believe that a court is going to give you the payments for the car that remain outstanding?
I think that he is responsible for that car, yes. He gave me that car. He didn't give me that car half paid for.
He gave you the car in anticipation of the 2 of you being together. That was not your intention.
Many, 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 many things.
Good.
Many months.
Then, Miss Butterworth,
And
then I want
told
you to,
him-
am I speaking? When I'm speaking, you don't. If he gave you many, 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 many things while you were together, and he's not saying, I want those things back. Those were gifts. We haven't spoken about those many, many things. You don't want to be responsible for the car payments anymore?
No.
Good, then give him back the car, and he'll take over the rest of the payments. Do you want to do that?
No, I don't.
Then make the payments. Thank you very much.
Can
This
I
case is
tell you
over.
something?
No. Okay.
She just made me look like a really bad person, and I'm not.
Things were not as they seemed to be.
And there was just a period of time when my intentions changed.
That she thought she had done no wrong.
He represented himself to be something that he was not, and when I found out what he was, I wanted out.
Definitely will not go through that kind of relationship where everything is put up front before a commitment is secured.
Business owner Sheila Garza is suing her mother, Lois Stevens, for the cost of plane tickets and for a refrigerator she sold to her.
Right in the courtroom, please. All rise. This is case number 154 on the calendar in the matter of Garza versus Stevens. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Ms. Garza, the defendant is your mother.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, you sold your mother an old refrigerator for $150. Mother agreed to make payments on that of $25 a month,
That's correct.
and she did not.
Correct.
Then it is your claim that you purchased airline tickets for your mother to
Yes.
go to some family function. What
My
kind of
sister was
function?
getting married.
And where did you have to fly from and to?
From Spokane to Austin, Texas.
And it is your claim that your mother asked you to purchase the tickets for her with an agreement that she would repay you?
Correct.
She did give you one payment,
Yes, she did.
but then stopped payment on that check.
Correct.
$70. Your mother says that the refrigerator was an old one. You were going to throw it out anyway, so you agreed to give
That's
it to
not
her.
her fault.
And the tickets were gifts, even though she gave you a lot of money, including $500 in cash. Is
No.
that right?
Yes,
That's what
I
you're
did.
saying?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get to the refrigerator first.
Okay.
Were you getting a new refrigerator?
Yes, I had new appliances purchased for me in January, the first
By
week of
whom?
My mother-in-law bought me new appliances for Christmas. I was going to sell my old refrigerator in the newspaper for $200. My mom asked me, since the apartment she lived in had a lousy refrigerator, she asked if she could buy our old one from us for $150. She'd make payments. I said, okay. And we delivered.
That didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
Well, why don't you tell me your version of what happened?
Yes, Your Honor. She had offered me the refrigerator because she knew my fridge was bad. And she said she'd sell it to me for $50. And then when her and her husband brought it out to the home, my son helped him bring it into the house. And my son and her husband went into Justin's room and they were talking. He says, well, Sheila wants $50, but we just want to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of it anyhow. That was the end of it. And then I went up to her Mary Kay party and something was brought up about the fridge. And I said, oh, wait a minute. I think you better have a talk with Rick. Him and Justin were talking and Rick said he was just getting rid of it anyhow.
Okay.
That was the
All right,
bottom
so
line.
then let me dispel that for you, Ms. Stevens. You had an agreement with your daughter to buy the refrigerator.
For $50.
That was your agreement. The fact that her husband may have told your son we were going to get rid of it anyway, that does not vacate your agreement. You still had an agreement. And your daughter says it wasn't for $50, it was for $150. Now, Ms. Garza, is it possible that you made a mistake, that it was $50?
No, Your Honor, it was a Kenmore side-by-side. It was a nice fridge. I was just originally going to get a new dishwasher, there's a good deal going on in January for a fridge as well, matching fridge. I would reimburse my mother-in-law for the new fridge, and I was going to put our old refrigerator in the paper for $200. She wanted to buy it.
Okay, I believe you. Now let's get to the tickets.
Okay.
Tell me about how that came about. Your sister is getting married in Texas.
Yes.
Your mom wants to go.
Yes. My brother was supposed to walk my sister down the aisle. She had nobody to walk her down the aisle. My mom claimed she was not going to allow my brother to go if she could not go as well.
Well, exactly what did she say to you?
She said that I'm not allowing Justin to go if I can't go too. I don't have the funds to go. On the 7th
7th of what?
of April, I called Southwest and reserved 2 round-trip tickets for them. Went down the very next day on the 8th and purchased the tickets. I kept the tickets until the day before we left. Said, Mom, these are the tickets. Where's the payment? She said she'd pay me $70 a month.
Just a minute, I didn't hear you make an agreement with her.
Well, it was over the phone. She had said, I will pay you $70.
Sure, all I heard was, let's go back, Ms. Garza.
Sorry.
All I heard was she said, I'm not letting him go unless I go too.
Correct.
Then you hopped to, I went and bought the tickets.
Sorry. She had said that, you know, she was going to try to come up with some money. During that time, we had talked. She said, I can't come up with any money. I've tried all my resources. Can I make payments to you? I was very leery at first, said no, because you still haven't paid me for the refrigerator. Talked with my husband, and he said, well, if she's not going to let your brother go. My sister was very upset because she had already bought the tux for him. She needed him there. I asked my husband, honey, can we do this? I called her. She said, yes, I'll pay you $70 a month. I will write you a check in advance for a payment. And when I got back from Texas, she'd put a stop payment on that check.
Can I see the stop payment?
Yes, you can.
Why did you put a stop payment on the check, Ms. Stevens?
Well, the morning that we was leaving from Austin, she had asked me for $20 because she knew that's all I had to my name because I'd lost our round-trip tickets to come home on.
Which I had to repurchase new tickets for them to come back on.
So then she said, oh, I need that money. I said, well, Sheila, you know I broke that 20, you know, to go to the zoo yesterday. And before we left San Antonio, I had wrote my daughter, I have the check here, for $145 because she said, Mom, don't worry about it, we'll get you home. And I says, okay. So I wrote this post-dated check for her to cash.
Which daughter?
Melinda, the one that got married. The one that got married in San
Your
Antonio.
Honor, that's a wedding gift.
This was not a wedding gift. I did write wedding on it, but it pertained to the wedding and getting home and everything. You know, I just wrote it down there. But this was for our ticket, part of my ticket to get home on. But then, whenever I told her I did not have the money, she called me I'm sorry. She called me
That's not true.
And I was just totally, and it's not the first time she's called me numerous names. She keeps me away from my grandchildren at times and everything.
Ms. Stevens, what does that have to do with stopping payments on the $70 check?
Because of her calling me
well, that may wash in a family,
yes,
but it doesn't
you're
wash
right.
in court.
She numerously just degrades me.
Ms.
Calls
Stevens?
me anorexia, everything, and I'm not.
Ms. Stevens, so what you're saying is you agreed to pay her back for the plane ticket, but you decided not to pay her back because she was disrespectful.
Your Honor, I paid her $500. I borrowed it from my ex-boyfriend that we were together 8 years. I borrowed it from him. She came out that morning. I gave her that.
Wait, just a second. You're doing a fast dance, Ms. Stevens.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your ticket didn't even come to $500.
Then I missed.
So why would you give her $500? You wanted to make her a present?
And later today,
He said, well, with $200, start your payments to get your car fixed.
That's not true.
No, he wouldn't say that. Miss Phillips, don't play with me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Garza says her mother, Lois Stevens, owes for plane tickets and a refrigerator.
You borrowed what and when and from whom? Let's start with what.
Okay.
You borrowed what?
I borrowed $500 from Roger.
When?
On this first.
On the 1st of what?
1st of April. Sheila came out to my home.
Yes.
And I had to keep some of the money and everything to buy him clothes, some clothes and everything to go. And then I wrote her a $70 check, you know, to cover the remaining.
You're dancing, Miss Stevens. Are you sick?
I canceled the check because her calling me one too many times.
Are you saying that you gave her $500 in cash?
Yes.
That is not true.
Just a second. Well, that's what you write in your answer, that you gave her $500 in cash
If you could
on the 1st. Now you say that Roger gave you $500, but you used most of it to buy clothes and other stuff.
No, I used my money for that. I'm sorry, I misstated it.
You misstated it because
Yes,
it's
I
not
did.
true. You
No,
never
it is.
gave your daughter $500 in cash.
Yes.
Because if you... Hey, listen to me. You never gave her $500 in cash, madam. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you gave her $500 in cash on April 1st, on May 1st, you wouldn't have given her a check for $70. Because that would have paid the entire airline ticket if you gave her $500 in cash, your ticket. So that it would have been no reason for you to give her $70.
No, I did owe her $70, Your Honor. And
From what?
For the tickets and all. And if you could do
Just
it like...
a minute. What do you mean tickets and all? What is that? How much were the tickets? How much was...
$474.
Your ticket didn't even come to $500.
Then I
So why would you give her $500? You wanted to make her a present?
Your Honor, I'm mistaken then, because I just been...
You're mistaken. All right, I'll agree that you were mistaken.
Yes, I am.
All right, you're mistaken.
I was just a basket case going to the wedding anyhow, because when the kids all get together, they just gang up on me.
It was a nightmare, Your Honor. She completely, it was a complete nightmare having her there. She completely ruined every function that we went to.
No.
I mean, if you need any more evidence, Your Honor, I do have the...
Can I see it, please?
And I have the statement also from Southwest, which they only give this to the purchaser. And they researched and sent that to me stating that I was the reserver and I was the purchaser on both round-trip tickets there and the return tickets back for both of them.
Because you said you could get them cheaper.
That is not true.
What if she can get it cheaper or not? What difference does it make? Why did you lose them?
Accidents happen. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's lost tickets in life.
You're the only one that I know so far today who's lost tickets that somebody else paid for, and then they had to pay for the return tickets.
She did not
and
pay.
then you don't want to pay her for them.
She did not pay for the tickets.
Did you ever say to your daughter that your son's not going unless I can
No,
go?
I definitely did not. I absolutely did not. He can testify to that. And he can testify also to the money situation
I'm not
and
going
the
to ask him to do
refrigerator
that.
situation.
I'm not going to ask him to do that. You still live with your mother?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
You going to stay there for a while?
He's still in Hobo.
Shh. Are you staying there for a while?
Yes.
It's just you and your mother?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Justin.
Justin, your primary responsibility is to make yourself the best human being that you can be. Do you understand me?
Yes.
That's your first responsibility, is to yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you don't do that, you don't have one wasted life, you're going to have two. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
You understand? I don't have to say any more to you, right? Do
Yes,
you
Your
understand?
Honor.
Not one, then you have two wasted lives. Your primary responsibility is to yourself. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $875. I find that there was an agreement to buy the refrigerator, which was not paid, in addition to the bounced check fee for $70 and the airplane tickets and their replacement. That's all. Step out.
Okay, Your Honor.
Well, you're going to rot for
Parties are
lying.
excused. You may step out.
It is absolutely a lie. And I hope she rots.
I'm told the truth, so
The Lord is going to see to that.
it's just drama. That's just how she is.
23-year-old carpenter Justin Smooth is suing his ex-girlfriend, Siobhan Moore, for scratching his face during an attack. Siobhan says he threw her Louis Vuitton purse in the mud.
Now, this is case number 60 on the calendar in the matter of Smooth versus Mora. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Smooth, Miss
Yes,
Moore is your former girlfriend. You had a big fight. You threw each other's property in the mud, and then you claim she hit you in the face and assaulted you, and you're suing her for that assault.
Yeah, for the punitive damages.
And punitive damages.
Yeah.
Going to get to that in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
How long was she your girlfriend?
Around 8 months.
And when did she stop being your girlfriend?
January 26th.
Is that the date of this incident?
Yes, ma'am. Well,
So-
we were never actually together, but we were dating.
What does that mean?
It means that we hadn't committed to one another as far as, are you going to be my girlfriend? Yes. Are you going to be my boyfriend? Yes. We didn't do any of that. We were just dating, going out, spending time with each other.
You weren't intimate or anything.
Yes, we were. But
It was a lot deeper than that. He's downplaying it a little bit.
Well, for you, maybe. Not for me. Listen,
Okay.
I just trying to get the vernacular of what's au courant.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, ma'am.
you were just dating, no commitment. But that doesn't mean that you're not intimate, because that's like just going out for a pizza.
no. No, ma'am.
All right. What was this argument about on the 26th of January?
Well, the morning of the argument, she had took my cell phone and went through the numbers and started contacting people on my cell phone.
The mornings. Does that mean you spent the night together?
Yes,
Where?
at my house.
She slept over at your house, and I assume she occupied the same room.
Yes, ma'am.
So while you were showering or something, she grabs your cell phone?
Yes, ma'am.
and started going through the numbers.
Yes.
Sounds right to me. And what'd she find?
She came across some numbers of some friends of mine, and she...
Female friends?
Yes, ma'am. And she contacted them. And I guess when she spoke to them, she didn't hear what she wanted to hear, so she got angry at me.
Why is it that I don't have a whole bunch of sympathy for him so far?
I'm with you.
You don't have sympathy for Bert either. Then you know what that means? That means so far you're in trouble.
Okay.
But continue. Maybe you'll get there.
Well,
you look like a nice enough young man.
Yes, I am.
I'm sure you are.
After that, she took my cell phone and she refused to give it back to me. So she went outside to warm up her truck because she was going to leave. And at that time, I went outside to talk to her about getting my cell phone back, and she wouldn't give it to me. So I reached in her truck and I took the keys out the ignition. And I have a daughter, so I need to go pick my daughter up from the babysitter. So I left with the keys of her truck with me to go pick up my daughter. When I returned home, I had about 3 outfits that she bought me in the mud in front of my house, and she was gone.
Miss Moore, did you take his clothes and throw them in the mud?
Yes, ma'am, but they were all clothes that I purchased for him.
Listen to me, Miss Moore, that doesn't make any difference.
Right.
You made him a gift, bought him clothes, he had a little fit, you took his clothes and you threw them in the mud. So what did you do?
So when I returned home and she's gone, I proceeded to take her truck that I had keys to and move it around to the back of the house. So when she came back, she couldn't see her truck. She wanted to know what had happened to it. And I said, when you give me my phone, I will give you your truck. My brother arranged a swap of the keys and the phone, and she would leave the property.
Got the keys, showed her where the truck was.
She walked around the back to get her truck, and I went in the house and got her purse. And on the way outside, I slung her purse in the mud.
And what did she do when you threw her purse in the mud?
She attacked me.
How did she attack you?
She attacked me with arms flaring and no control.
Do you have any photographs of your
injuries?
Yes,
ma'am.
I'd like to see them, please. Did you hit her back?
No, ma'am.
Smart.
I would never do anything like that. Not to mention that this is 2 months after I got shot and almost lost my life, and she still thought it'd be right.
Shh! Don't look at her. Look at me. Who shot you?
I was a victim of violent crime. I don't know who shot me. I had surgery on my stomach, 8 hours. I'm trying to rehab from that. And
okay, so Mr. Smooth.
Yes, ma'am.
You were messing around while you had a girlfriend. She thought she was your girlfriend.
She thought I was messing around.
Yeah, well, she thought so, and she had the cell phone, and she had the numbers. I have to assume that you were not involved in a monogamous relationship with the defendant, which means she wasn't the only one. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She got angry.
Mm-hmm.
She took your cell phone. You have no right to do that. It's his property. Take it. You're stealing it. You went in and you grabbed her car keys. You're not allowed to do that.
Right.
Then she left, and you went to pick up your
My
daughter. You come back, and you find your clothes in the mud. She comes back. You've moved her truck in the back just to annoy her, and you were successful.
Yes.
Then you take her good pocketbook, and you throw it in the mud. However, madam, that does not give you license to pick up your hands and to strike him and to scratch his face and to act like an alley cat. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
You are one lucky girl that he didn't have you arrested. Why didn't you have her arrested?
Because I do not dislike Siobhan.
Outrageous behavior.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were a little morally wrong, then 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 you got physical.
And later today...
Are we finished now?
No, I'm not.
Are you finished?
Well, not really.
Are we finished now?
Okay, yeah, I'm finished from that point on.
Mark that down. He's finished.
So noted.
Thank you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Smooth says ex-girlfriend Siobhan Moore scratched his face during an argument.
Oh, you had some scratches and they were treated. You didn't go to the hospital or a doctor, did you?
No, ma'am.
I didn't think so. All right, so you were a little morally wrong, then 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 you got physical. Right? Unacceptable behavior.
Right.
You had no physical injury other than a few scratches on your face. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He wasn't telling the whole story, but oh well.
The proof is in the pudding. I had all the paperwork, the pictures, and I mean, those don't lie.
There wasn't a commitment of us being boyfriend and girlfriend, but monogamy was supposed to be practiced in our friendship.
I feel that we had a lot of good times together, and it was good while it lasted.
We're friends, kinda.
25-year-old homemaker Tamara Powell is suing her brother, 27-year-old construction worker Jason Root, and his girlfriend, 19-year-old Kelly Hoops, for a portion of her mother's bail. Tamara says her mother was arrested for embezzling over $500,000.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, this is case number 162 on the calendar in the matter of Powell versus Root Hoops. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
Miss Powell, Mr. Root is your brother.
Yes.
And the co-defendant is his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of pieces to your complaint. The thrust of your complaint is your mother is currently incarcerated, and she's doing a prison term as a result of a conviction for embezzlement.
Mm-hmm.
It is your claim that at some point prior to her being incarcerated, your brother and his girlfriend called you and prevailed upon you to put up bail for your mother.
It was actually my brother and my sister, not his girlfriend.
So your brother called, or your sister,
Uh-huh.
and asked you to assist in putting up bail money. It would be split 3 ways. You put up bail money, your brother hasn't paid you back.
No.
And how much was his share of the bail money?
The total bail was $4,800. Between 3 people is $1,600 apiece. My husband and I were actually on our honeymoon in the Bahamas.
Okay.
When we had gotten the call. So.
Okay. All right, let's deal with the bail first. Then we'll get on to the other things. All right, Mr. Root.
Yes.
Since your girlfriend has... Does she have anything to do with this case?
The only thing she really has to do is the fact that the stuff was stored at my mom's house, and that's where she lives. So that's
At my
where I
house.
involved her in it.
The stuff was
Sit
stored in my
down.
house.
Ms. Hoops, you're not necessary for this case. Case against you is dismissed. $1,600 for the bail money. Did you ask your sister to post bail money?
I did not. It was the bail bondsman who actually had called her, was in contact with her. I didn't even know
Just
the
a
number of
second.
where she was at.
You never agreed?
Oh, no, she says I agreed, but no, I never ever agreed to it. I told her that it was actually me and my little sister. At first, we were trying to acquire a loan to pursue of getting the bail money to get her out. Then all of a sudden, Tammy was gotten in contact with, and yes.
So you and your sister were trying to get a loan
Yes.
to get the money together.
Yes, because Tammy was
Because Tammy was on her...
honeymoon.
Right. And at the time, Tammy didn't know that your mother needed to get out of.
Of jail, yes.
But you did.
Yes, of course.
And your sister did.
Mhm.
Now, did you go to a bail bondsman?
No, we did not. I was called by a bail bondsman at work.
But somebody was contacted by a bail bondsman.
Yes.
And this bail bondsman, was he at your sister's wedding?
No.
So he had to have some form of telepathy to figure out how to get in touch with her.
I don't know how. Maybe it was my mother's attorney or my mother. I really don't have any clue on. I didn't know
Now,
where
when
she was
you
at or
went
staying
to
or
get
phone
the
number.
money to take out this loan, you were successful or not successful?
We tried to do it over the phone, actually, with a company. I not have the best credit, so no, they said no way. And Nicole, my little sister, does not have any credit whatsoever. It's mainly on her husband. So we were denied.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
Are you regularly employed?
Yeah.
So, construction people in construction make good money.
Depends on who you work for. A lot of people don't pay you what you actually deserve or what the work that you do for.
Well, do you get what you deserve?
I have just now started
I
currently in the last
guarantee
2
you're going to
weeks.
get what you deserve today.
Okay. I bet I will.
You will.
All right.
Who called you, Miss Powell? And make sure you tell me, who called?
I had messages. I was actually not in my room. When I came home, the light was blinking. I had messages from a bail bonds. I had messages from my sister, and I had messages from my brother.
What did your little sister say to you, Miss Powell?
That Jason was trying to get a loan using her credit and his income because she didn't work at the time.
Tell me about the conversation you had with Jason.
I said, okay, I would put it on my credit card and get it taken care of because if we didn't, it would go into the week and she'd be there all weekend. I didn't want that to happen. I talked with my brother after he had picked my mom up on the phone at her house, and he explained to me that how this is a time that all our family, our siblings should come together. It's not fair for you to burden the cost of everything. We will all split it with you. This is a time that we should be closer as a family, and now's the time, is what I was told.
I did say the closer part.
What?
I did say the closer part, yes. That is a time that what my mother's going through, that we should all pull together and actually become a family since we weren't always all together.
Except when it came to money.
Actually, didn't have any money at the time. No, Tammy offered to do it, so I never once ever offered
She didn't
to pay her.
offer. She was called.
She offered. She said, "I'll pay for her," and I thanked her. I was like, "Tammy, thank you. I couldn't come up with the money. Thank you. At least we get our mother back." But it was all on her credit card, and we all were under the assumption that if she didn't get indicted and put into prison, that Tammy would receive a refund, is what we were told.
Is that right?
I was never told anything like that, and my understanding is you never get bail back.
Depends upon what percentage, I guess. There's a formula. Sometimes bail is very often returned.
Oh, it is.
Well, she was embezzled or indicted on embezzling $650,000. So.
Why aren't you giving your sister back the property? Couch, television set. I think that there's a list of property. I want you to explain why to me.
There's a couple reasons. I was offered to buy them. I was told to sell my old furniture. I was offered to buy them for my mother and as well as the plaintiff here, my sister.
Okay, fine. According to you, you bought the furniture.
Well, pretty much, yes. Yes, I did. In my belief,
for how
I did.
much? In your belief? I told you you're going to get what you deserve here today.
Of course. Altogether, I believe I bought it for about $1,038.
And how much did you pay your mother?
Oh, I haven't. My mother never paid me for anything, so I haven't paid her nothing.
Just answer my question.
She has not received any money.
So then you didn't buy it. You see, there's not a completed sale.
I kind of did, because I was offered storage money and money that I would give it.
That's what I find interesting, Mr. Root. According to what I read here, well, first of all, you can't get your facts straight. You say that you bought the furniture from your mother for $500. And all of a sudden you come up with $1,030. Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, I think
then one of us must be, because in your answer you said you bought it all for $500.
Well, no, that's all I was going to buy it for. Yes.
Well, that's not what you say in your answer.
Well, my answer was that I was supposed to be given $100 a month for the 6 months of storage.
Don't get to storage. We're not there yet, okay. Mr. Fast Dance. We are at the point where you swore in your answer that you bought this property from your mother for $500. And now you tell me it's $1,030. I mean, do you just have a problem with numbers?
Not at all.
When did you not tell the truth? When you swore to your answer or a moment ago?
I have not told the truth at all.
Right.
Or I have told the truth, but I have not lied at all whatsoever.
No, you got it right the first time. You're the same Mr. Root who said, now that Mom's in trouble, we all have to pull together as a family. Isn't that what you told me a moment ago?
Yes, to be closer.
And now, in your answer, you say, well, I agreed to buy my mother's stuff, and there was a lot more stuff that I had of hers, and I told her that she could leave her stuff here for $100 a month. My mother owes me $500 for storage, and therefore, we're even. Because I agreed to pay $500 for the stuff, but she owes me $500 for storage, and therefore, your mother doesn't make that much making license plates in prison, sir.
No, it was way before she went to prison, ma'am. This was about 4 months before she even went to prison. It was back in November of last year.
November of last year, she agreed to pay you for storage. This is the same lady who couldn't come up with $4,800 bail. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think she had any money at the time. She ended up gambling it all away, I believe. My mother had a serious problem with gambling. She was at the casino
Mr. Root,
8 hours a day.
Do you understand the ridiculous's of your position?
Not really, no.
Well, I'm going to explain it to you. First, you wanted to be a helpful member of the family, and then you're charging your mother to store some property in your house, $100 a month, and therefore you're charging that off against money that you promised to pay her.
After Tammy became vindictive like this, yes.
What do you mean after Tammy?
Well, I was going to pay for my mother's car. I ended up paying Tammy $518 for it. About 2 weeks later, she comes, takes it from my driveway.
Okay, so let me deal with you first, saying that I believe your sister when she says that you agreed to split your mother's bail 3 ways. So that's $1,600 her team. You will return all of your mother's property 5 days from today to your sister. Okay. Then we have an issue of a car. Now, I didn't quite understand the car issue, but I assume you're going to tell that to me very quickly, Miss Powell. Let me hear it.
The car he was supposed to return. My mom had written him a letter before.
Return to whom?
To the finance company, because she owed money on the vehicle. Okay. He was supposed to call the finance company, have the car turned in. He took it upon himself to drive the car, and he drove it for almost 2 months. Come to find out, he had no insurance, nothing on the vehicle.
So what's the damage?
When I got the car back, it was wrecked. There was $230 that I had paid for the rear suspension to be fixed, and I have estimates between $785 up to $1,200 for the body damage.
Where is the car now?
The car now is with my sister-in-law.
Forget it. What's next?
Okay, there's a computer system that was also at my brother's house.
You said that was scratched.
No, no, no. It
Or
was
damaged.
ruined, completely ruined.
And I don't know how it was before. Next.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
So you were having a party where there was illegal drinking going on in your room.
I do have proof that she was the one that, before the beer was poured over the computer, it punched me in the face and was going insane.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tamara Powell says her brother, Jason Root, owes for his share of their mother's bail and for the return of her belongings.
I do find that among all the other things that your sister wants in her pipe dreams, she is entitled to $1,600, which is 1/3 of the bail that was posted for your mother, because I do believe that you said that we're all going to pitch in together and we're all going to act as a family, and you shouldn't be totally responsible for Mom's bail. So I find that you do owe her $1,600. Judgment is for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Why is that excused? Step out, please.
Bail money, I mean, that's my mother's responsibility. She did the crime. She deserves the time. She's a convict. She's a criminal.
His greed of wanting things that don't belong to him took over and became more important than a relationship with his mother.
Tammy feels guilty about being involved in my mother's crimes from the very beginning. I believe Tammy helped my mother embezzle the whole $650. She knew about it the whole time. I know that. It was going through a joint account between both of them. Tammy was the first one brought in before my mother was even brought in.
I guess maybe it's probably his way of saying more vindictive things, and, you know, here you're on TV, so he'd probably like to say what he can.
I have my father and my little sister and my aunt and all them, but don't really care about Tammy and my mother that much.
I choose not to have a family. I don't participate in drugs and alcohol and stuff, and that's kind of the side that he's on, so I choose not to have that anyways. Relationship is fine just the way it is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Williams, Dalrymple versus Martin. Step forward, please.
Cashier Carla Williams and her children, 16-year-old Nicholas and 14-year-old Rachel, are suing Carla's ex-boyfriend, house painter Gene Martin, for the return of their belongings. Gene is countersuing Carla for unpaid rent and for shooting a gun in their house.
Why don't you two have a seat? Miss Williams, you and Mr. Martin lived together for about 10 years. You have children. I assume these are your two children. Is this your child, Mr. Martin?
Yes, it is.
And you have a child together.
Yes, ma'am.
A daughter?
Yes.
How old?
7.
Okay. Does she live with you?
Yes, she does.
According to your complaint, there was some sort of an altercation with Mr. Martin. You fled the house, and when was that?
December 1st.
And you claim that Mr. Martin, sometime after that, threw away your children's property, these
Yes.
two children.
Yes.
And you want either the return of that property, which of course he can't give you because he threw it away, or the value of that property. Mr. Martin says that you didn't flee the house after an altercation, but that you had had a fight sometime in November, and that you shot a gun off in the house. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that Mr. Martin took your daughter, and he fled the house. He left, and you were gone for about a week with the child. Is that right?
Yes.
So far, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
After you shot the gun off in the house, what happened with Mr. And it was sometime in November. What happened with Mr. Martin?
It was the day before Thanksgiving, and I had found out Mr. Martin had been seeing another woman, and I got a little inebriated, and I did fire the gun off in the house. My brother and my mother came to get me, and I took my 2 children to Sacramento, and he took the other 2 children. We had plans to go to his mother's house in L.A. for Thanksgiving. He went to L.A. He arrived back Saturday, December 1st.
Okay. So he did take, you didn't spend Thanksgiving together as planned. He did take his son and your 7-year-old daughter, your joint 7-year-old daughter, away for about a week.
For 2 days, Your Honor.
2 days. When he came back, according to you, Mr. Martin, she then took the child and went to her brother's house.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, but he told me I couldn't be there.
Right, because you had this major falling out where you shot a gun off in the house. So you took the child, I assume, without his permission.
Yes.
And you fled to your brother's house.
Correct.
And he came to your brother's house looking for his daughter, trying to get his daughter back.
Correct.
And whatever property that was left in the house that belonged to your children, because some you got, is the property we're talking about. But that sort of sets it up. Now, that's more the truth than what I got from your complaint, which was, in your complaint, you say that you fled the house with your children and with only the clothes on our backs while he was in the bathroom. The truth of the matter is you was taking your daughter without his permission.
Well, I didn't feel I needed his permission.
Why not?
Well, because he didn't have my permission to take our daughter over Thanksgiving.
You got drunk and shot a gun off in the house, madam. And you weren't taking your daughter for a planned vacation, which is what he did.
It was for Thanksgiving.
You were all supposed to go as a family, except you had a fight, and what you were doing was setting yourself up as the winner in a custody battle by taking physical custody of the child without his permission. I've been a family court judge a long time. I know exactly what you were doing.
When I was there, I was hoping we could reconcile when I came back.
Well, evidently he didn't want to reconcile, and you decided to get the advantage by taking your daughter out of the house, fleeing your house, and going to your brother's house. I'm just saying to you that what you said here in your complaint is not truthful. You didn't flee the house with the clothes on your back. You were stealing your daughter. Now, that was the 1st of December, and if these children want to leave, I think that that's a great idea. They can all go outside, even though this is their property. If they want to go outside, it's certainly fine with me.
You want to stay?
Yeah.
You
Fine.
okay?
Yeah.
How about
Good.
you? Okay.
Good. That was on December 1st. When did you come back to get your property?
Well, I got a restraining order on December 3rd.
Why did you get a restraining order? Who gave you a restraining order?
The judge.
For what?
Because he came down, pushed my kids around, tried to break through my brother's door.
Because you... And a judge gave you a restraining order?
There were other mitigating circumstances that he felt it could be necessary. He also gave me a 3-year restraining order.
I certainly hope not based on that incident.
No, that and several others.
What about a restraining order with regard to him for shooting a gun off in the house? Did he get one against you?
No, ma'am.
Did he apply for one?
Not that I know I'm aware of.
Right. How long did you leave your children's property in the house?
I contacted him on January 8th.
Did you go and get any of your property on January 8th?
No, I did not.
Did you at any time after January 8th go and retrieve property?
I did in April.
On what date? In April?
In April.
So he kept your property from December 1st to April?
No, he told me that the property had been thrown out on January 8th. That there was nothing to get.
So what did you get in April?
Just some stuff that he left behind. Our mutual daughter stuff. There was a couple items of furniture. He kept a lot of the furniture. I paid for it.
You more than exacted your pound of flesh, madam. I don't know the history. I don't know either one of you two people. All I know is that from the bare bones facts that I've heard, there is absolutely no basis for you to have been granted a 3-year protective order against him. And you were trying to get a leg up in what was going to be a disputed custody case on the 1st of December by taking physical custody of your child at all costs. And what he was trying to do was probably not smart, but because you had taken the child and fled, which is what you did, you waited until he went into the bathroom, and then you took the child. But you do acknowledge that,
well,
that he was in the bathroom when you fled. Yes. So he was in the bathroom when you fled with the child. Okay? And what he was trying to do, not smart, is he got furious and he went to try to get the child back. He did not file for a protective order against you for shooting off a gun in the house, getting drunk and shooting off a gun. That requires a protective order.
He's a very abusive man, Your Honor.
He may be. What you did was wrong.
I understand that, but
what you did was wrong. What items do you say you threw out that belong to your children?
Everything. My son got his PlayStation 2 back and his boombox. My daughter got a couple days worth of clothes.
When did your son get his PlayStation 2 back?
He took it with him. He left after I did.
What do you mean he left after you did?
Jamie and I left, and then my mother and the 2 kids followed behind.
So your mother was part of this scenario that was set up?
It was not set up. I was there to reconcile.
You were there to reconcile?
Yes.
And what happened? You came back and he said...
He said, "What are you doing here?" And then he informed me that I wasn't going to take Jamie anywhere, and that was that, and so...
So what did you do?
After trying to talk to him and seeing that I wasn't going to get anywhere, I took her and left.
Tell me how you did that.
I picked her up, put her in the car, and we drove to Sacramento.
Where was he?
He was upstairs.
So he was upstairs, and what you did was you took your child, rather than going through a civilized court process, you took the law into your own hands. You took the child and fled. It's normal for him to come and try to get the child because you waited until he went upstairs to the bathroom, according to you, and you stole out of the house and went hundreds of miles away. So you abused the court system because then you went into court and said he tried to break down my brother's door to get my child away from me, and you got some judge to believe that without asking enough questions. You got a restraining order. So in my judgment, you abused the system. You didn't come into this courtroom with clean hands, and your case is dismissed. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Never cheat on her. That's something she came up with.
We were splitting up, and I took my daughter.
After she fired the guy in the house, that's why I left.
I had one bad night after 10 years. It doesn't mean I should lose custody of my daughter.
I just didn't feel like calling the cops on it. I didn't want her to lose her children.
That's funny because he told me I couldn't take her either. Completely done with Mr. Martin. We're not going to waste any more time or energy on him.
Her manager, Linnell Bauer, is suing the father of her child, computer tech Daniel Villa, for an unpaid loan to buy a truck. Daniel says Linnell wanted him to have safe transportation for their daughter.
Quiet in court, please. Now, this is case number 120 on the calendar, the matter of Bauer versus Villa. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Bauer, when were you and your husband married?
April 12th, 2003.
And in what year do you allege that you made loans to Mr. Villa?
2001, September and December.
Have a seat, sir. Your husband really isn't a party to this action, unless facts prove me mistaken. You were living with or in a relationship with Mr. Villa, is that correct, when you made these loans?
No, I was not.
But you made a loan to him?
Yes, I did. I was away on a business trip, and he had called me, and he was telling me that the current transportation he had was unsafe for our daughter when he had her on his weekends, and he was looking to upgrade and improve his vehicle for her safety.
When had your relationship with the defendant terminated?
Final termination was probably June of 1999.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, it is.
So you were away on a business trip, and the defendant had physical custody of the child?
During that weekend.
Okay, so he called you and said what?
He called to let me know that he was looking for safer transportation for our daughter. He needed a better vehicle to get to and from work, and he was asking if I could loan him the money for the down payment for a vehicle that he had found.
And what did you say?
I was hesitant at first because of the amount he was looking for. But,
what was he looking for?
He was looking for $2,000.
You were hesitant first, but?
He was insistent on how the vehicle he had was not safe for our daughter. He needed something better. So I finally gave in and spoke to the owner of the car dealer, gave them my credit card number, and took care of the transaction via the phone.
Did you draw up any papers with him?
I did not. We had a verbal agreement of repayment.
And the repayment schedule was going to be what?
As soon as possible.
That's not a schedule. And if you took this money off your credit card, that means that you were paying credit card charges.
Correct.
Did he make a payment in October?
No, he did not. I believe the first payment may have shown up in December.
In what amount?
$50.
In 2002, did he make any payments whatsoever?
Not again until September of 2002.
In what amount?
$50.
Now, that wasn't the only loan that you allege that you made to Mr. Villa. What was the other loan you allege you made to him?
The other loan took place on December 5th, also 2001. He had scheduled a dentist appointment for himself and our daughter. They both left for the dentist office, and I get a call about a half an hour later. There was an emergency. I need you to come down here. When I arrived at the dentist office, he pulled me into a room and he said, Angel's fine, but I'm not. I need help with my teeth. Can you loan me some money so I can get the tools I need to repair my gum line?
And you said?
I said yes.
And what arrangements did you make to get the money back from him?
At that time, we had also discussed that the truck loan was still outstanding and that the payments needed to at least
And
double.
he hadn't made a payment in September, October, November. Well, you said he made one in December.
Yes.
So for 3 months, he hadn't paid you any money, so you loaned him another $750. Is that right?
That's correct.
How much child support was he paying you?
$600 a month.
Does he pay his child support?
It's garnished from his wages, yes.
Okay, I'll hear you.
Well, as far as the truck is concerned, yes, I was looking to upgrade my transportation. And I actually did put down a post-dated check for $2,000. And once after speaking with Linnell, she offered to give me the $2,000 on her credit card, so I did not have to put a post-dated check because I would have had to scramble for the money. And that's what she did. She put it on her credit card as a gift to me.
Well, you say it was a gift, sir.
Yes.
I would like to hear your version, and I want you to be very careful that you don't say anything that doesn't make sense to me, because if you say something that doesn't make sense to me, you're going to be really sorry and really humiliated. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. So, you had physical custody of your daughter for a weekend.
Correct.
And you called the plaintiff.
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to her when you called her?
I let her know that I did.
What did you say? Watch my mouth. What did you say to her?
I found a truck.
And she said?
Good.
And you said?
I let her know that I had to put down $2,000.
No, you not let her know. I told her.
I told her that I had to write a post-dated check for $2,000.
Why would she be interested in that information, Mr. Villa?
I don't know.
Well, you told her. I mean, it's not something. If Bert called me and I said, "Hi, Bert. Oh, it's nice to hear from you. How's everything? How is the weather in the Bay Area?" And he'd say, "Fine. How's the weather in the Northeast? By the way, I had to give a post-dated check to the truck dealership." Do you understand how stupid you sound, Mr. Villa? I told you, if you say something foolish, I'm going to make a fool out of you. So when I said to you, why would she want to know that information? You said, I don't know why. Because you were asking her for something. Right.
I don't see it that way. I saw it as her offering.
Evidently, you're not thinking too clearly. You called her to tell her that you found a truck. She said, good. You told her, I had to give them a post-dated check. And she said,
Do you want me to put it on my credit card instead?
and you said what?
No problem.
You're lucky they garnish his wages.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're a slickie. Maybe she still had feelings for you at the time, and maybe you played on that. Either way, you're not a nice person. You're slick.
And later today,
Don't you want to read the police report? Excuse me?
I got everything that I needed from you without the police report.
No, you need to read the police report.
No, Mr. Hatfield, I don't have to do anything.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linnell Bauer says the father of her child, Daniel Villa, owes for a loan to buy a truck and for the cost to fix his teeth.
Now you're going to tell me about your teeth.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the same admonition that I gave you before. Don't tell me anything that doesn't make sense, because if it doesn't make sense, it's not true, and I'm going to make a fool out of you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So, then let's hear about your teeth.
Well, that's correct. My daughter and I did have a dentist appointment, and I was told that my teeth were very bad and needed to be done. I did call Linnell, yes, to come over. I wanted to talk to her. I let her know that I did not...
Not let her know. I told her.
I told her that I did not have the money, and I was going to work up the money to pay this dentist off. And she said, I will put it on my credit card for you.
And then you can pay me back.
And repayment was never discussed.
You're a slickie. You're slick. That's all. This is your husband?
Yes.
Nice guy?
Yes, he is.
You have a separate bank account?
Yes, we do.
Smart girl. Can I see the last statement on your credit card bill, please?
The credit card has long since been paid off.
Oh, good.
I do have a payment schedule that I have received from Mr. Villa showing what he has paid to date.
What has he paid to date?
The total amount is $350 that he has paid.
He at least owes you $27.50. Even if he paid $350, that hardly covers the interest. Okay. Mr. Villa, I said to you, if you say something foolish, I'm going to make you look foolish. There is no question in my mind that you called this lady, who was the mother of your child, and prevailed upon her to put some money that you needed on a credit card instead of writing a post-dated check, because you absolutely intended to make good on a post-dated check. You weren't going to give the truck company a bad check. You were just going to give them a check and say, hold it for a couple of days or hold it for a week. I want this truck. So you prevailed upon her. Maybe she still had feelings for you at the time, and maybe you played on that. Either way, you're not a nice person. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,750. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. We'll step back.
What's done is done.
I think Judge Judy saw what I saw.
She's out of my life, and that's all that matters.
If somebody loaned you money, why would you ever make payments on it?
They're greedy. They got their money. It's the bottom line.
Once you allow someone to take advantage of you repeatedly, they keep trying to do it.
We're looking to move on with our lives. Just take it one day at a time.
Family issues shouldn't be broadcasted.
Was not only unfairly fired, but wasn't paid. Greg Demitoff says she was fairly fired, and she was paid.
Ms. Bell, the defendant is your former employer, and according to your complaint, you were discharged, and they owe you salary and or commission in the amount of $750.
Correct.
Tell me about it.
I started employment in April of '96. I was interviewed by the company. I believe he's the manager.
What kind of business is it?
It's a company that sells or distributes alarm systems for Protection One.
Okay. And what were you supposed to do?
I telemarketed those alarms to companies, businesses, and residents.
Okay. So you were hired on salary and commission?
No, I was hired on salary versus commission.
What does that mean?
Means that if you don't make a certain amount of commission that meets that salary, then you'll get the salary instead of the commission, whichever is greater.
Okay. And what was the base salary then?
The base salary was $750.
Okay. You started working in April of '96.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Then during my course of employment, I had some minor setbacks. I was discharged from my employment for making personal phone calls, many personal phone calls, and also disrespecting employees.
So you were terminated. In what month were you terminated?
May of '96.
So you worked there a month?
Approximately a month, yeah.
Okay.
Then after that, I was interviewed by the same person, the manager that interviewed me during my interview in the beginning. And they told me that that the vice president, Terry Cattermole, wanted to relieve me of my duties, so instead he had Dana Clark relieve me of my duties.
You were let go within a month.
Correct.
How much were you paid?
I was only paid, my first check I received $60, which is the first sale I made. And the second check I never received because I was in jail at the time for traffic tickets.
So the second check was for how much?
For $80.
Okay. So those were commissions.
Correct.
So, well, this $80, the defendant says that he may owe you.
Right.
At most he owes you $80, but not $750, because what you're suing for is a month's salary.
Correct.
How many weeks did you actually work there?
I actually worked 4 weeks.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes, it's correct.
Well, was it your agreement that she received $750 base salary?
That is something we will do initially for a week, maybe 2, when someone is getting started. As far as doing sales, what you need is to cover your downtime. And she did, and we paid her. I have here records of pay and records of commissions, and that she was paid on all those. And the only dispute being that $80, which is a check she received. She then sent her mother to cash the check. We did not authorize someone else to cash the check at the currency exchange. That is the only dispute. All the checks were issued that she is owed.
How many checks did you issue?
2.
For how much?
There was the $80 one and the previous.
And the $60 one? Yeah. Well, what happened to $750 a month salary?
No, it's on a weekly. First, it's a weekly salary. First of all, when we start someone, we initially...
You give them $750 a week?
No.
No, that's what I thought. It was $750 a month. She worked there for 4 weeks. Correct?
We terminate. That is not something... Yes, it is correct. You are correct.
Well, if she worked there for 4 weeks...
It's not a monthly... What I wanted to make clear is it's not a monthly salary. It's a weekly salary.
Well, how much did you pay her a week?
$250.
$250 a week?
Yeah, it was $250. And that...
Just a second. $250 a week?
That is $1,000, yes.
Is $1,000?
Yes.
So then you owe her... She's only suing for $750. You should have given her $1,000.
So we're getting a bargain, right?
That's what I mean.
No. The thing is that the salary... the salary was terminated, okay? And
After
then she went
4
to
weeks?
straight... No, before then.
Well, how many weeks, according to your records, did she actually work for you?
She worked for us for 4 weeks. The salary versus commission was only in effect for the initial period.
What initial period?
1 week.
Who? Did somebody tell you that?
No, ma'am, they didn't.
Are you making this up as you go along,
No,
sir?
we notified... That's harsh.
No, it's not harsh at all. What happened to $750? Or $1,000, according to your figures, of $250 a week?
On top of this whole situation...
But that gives her more.
This is not even my supervisor or...
Listen, you're a representative of this company.
That
is that
correct.
why you're here?
Yes.
What is
Yes.
your role in this company?
Telemarketing manager.
Mr. Demadoff.
Yes.
$750 is what you promised her. You paid her $60. So, sir, write out a check to her.
Can I?
$690, which is what you owe her, because that was your agreement. That's all.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
I think that the judge was fair because I was promised a certain amount of pay and I never received it.
She got more than she deserved.
I'm a transsexual, and basically I feel that I was fired because of that.
This is a lawsuit-happy person, I will tell you. This is the third. 2 previous cases were filed against the company wrongly and dismissed. This is the third. I'm not happy. It didn't go my way. I don't like how it went. I think it's...
All parties on Steiger versus Smith.
Les Steiger left his wife Judy for his new lover Karen Smith. Then he went back to Judy, but he forgot his Seiko watch, and now he wants it back.
Judge, this is number 44 on the calendar in the matter of Steigers versus Smith. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Mr. Steigers, your complaint alleges that Miss Smith has your watch.
Yes, ma'am.
And she says that you gave it to her.
No, Your Honor, I did not give a watch to her.
Well, how'd she come to have your watch in her possession?
Well, okay, I was seeing her prior to leaving my home. My wife found out about it. I moved in with her. I lived with her for about 6 weeks. I decided to move back with my family, make peace with my family, and I have kids involved. I think kids are very important to be with the family. So I moved back home with my wife. We've worked out our differences and we're doing great right now. After the fact of that, I left personal belongings behind.
Why did you leave personal belongings behind?
Well, I didn't know that I did, but I left clothing behind, and I didn't know the watch was left behind. I had 2 watches. The one watch is a Seiko watch. This is the one I'm here today with about, and that's the reason why it has sentimental value to it.
Why does it have sentimental value?
Because it meant a lot. She gave it to me and it meant a lot to me.
Your wife gave it to you?
My wife gave it to me. And so, and the fact that I had this watch, and I gave her a boy, it's probably what's happening. I gave her a boy another watch.
Gave whose boy?
Her son, 9-year-old,
Miss
a watch.
Smith's son.
His son, a watch. That's what probably has got happened. And I didn't think nothing of it. We went out one night. I went to look for the watch in the box, and it was a different watch. That's what happened.
So you want your watch back?
Yes, ma'am.
And you, Miss Smith, you are countersuing because you say that the Steigers, Mr. and Mrs., made a scene at your job, which caused you to lose your job.
Yes, ma'am.
So why did you choose to go to her workplace?
She has no phone.
Just a second.
She has no phone. I knew she wouldn't tie up with me there or my husband. That evening, the same evening, we went to her apartment with a police officer to try to claim it there. No answer. The police officer said if she was there, she didn't have to answer her door.
What did you tell the police to get them to come with you to her apartment?
We told them that my husband had an affair with the woman, had moved in with her, and he decided to move back home, and some of his belongings were left, clothing and also the dress watch.
Where was this? In what police department?
Bellflower.
In California?
Right.
They must have nothing better to do in California. I tell you.
So
right now in New York, they would not accompany you to somebody's house where I was brought up. I mean, this is clearly a civil matter. Why would somebody waste their time? Police should be out catching criminals.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
And you're standing there talking to me almost angelically today, but I believe that you are very angry that your husband went to live with this lady. I mean, otherwise, I cannot imagine why you're here suing over a Seiko.
Les Steiger left his wife Judy for his new lover Karen Smith. Then he went back to Judy, but he forgot his Seiko watch, and now he wants it back.
Miss Steigers, let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
You went to her job.
Yes, I did.
Because you said it was the only way you had to get in touch with her. I don't necessarily buy that. I think that you wanted to humiliate her because clearly you knew where she lived because you went to her house. Later.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's hear about the watch.
Well, he came to my home. He said his wife was abusive and that she was making his life miserable. He had nowhere to go. He went to a mutual friend. She said he couldn't stay there. So being a friend and knowing him for so many years, I thought, well, I've got a couch. He can come sleep on the couch. So I let him come there, and one day I was late getting back from lunch because I didn't have a watch, and I had told him about it, and he said that, he said, I've got the extra watch. He said, you can have it. He says, I never wear it. I don't like it. And, you need a watch. The next thing I know, he's gone home, which, that's his choice. I mean, there's nothing, it's his wife and his family, so his really should be. And then all of a sudden they're saying, that they want the watch back. And I thought, well, it's a gift. I would have given it back. I had it with a friend because my apartment, it looked like somebody had tried to break into it, so I gave it to a friend who had a friend that has a safe. I figured it would be safe there. I didn't want to lose it. Well, I got it back from them. I had it on my counter to give back to a mutual friend, to give back to them. And the last time I saw it was sitting on the counter. I haven't seen it since. I don't know what happened to it. I don't have the watch.
Now I want you to tell me what happened because you're countersuing them for $250 for lost wages. So now I understand the watch story. Now let's understand the countersuit.
Okay, once he came, to stay with me, she would start coming to my work on numerous occasions. She would call. She would come in. She'd just stand there. And, if I was trying to work, she would stand in my way. And eventually it got to the point where on this November 11th, they both came into the store and caused a scene. One of the customers
Well, tell me,
complained.
that's what I want to hear about because you said that scene precipitated you losing your job.
I was working straightening aprons. They came to me, and I was trying to work, so I wasn't really watching them. And they were talking about, well, you got to give the watch back, or we're going to sue you. Oh, it's worth a lot of money. You better give it back. And I told them, I says, I've lost it. I don't know what happened to it, and it was a gift. Why are you hassling me over a gift? And they just kept on and on. I finally walked away because I didn't want to get in some kind of altercation because I don't want to fight with somebody in the store. That's going to ruin the business. That's going to ruin my job.
So what happened?
I eventually, to go home, the boss sent me home because of all the problems, and he knew I was upset. I had to call the Lakewood Sheriff to come escort me home because I feared for my safety, because they would not leave. They might have gone outside the mall. They went outside the mall, but they were out. They were waiting for me.
Well, they don't look dangerous. And you're standing there talking to me almost angelically today, but I believe that you are very angry that your husband went to live with this lady. I mean, otherwise, I cannot imagine why you're here suing over a Seiko watch. I mean, we're not exactly talking Rolex here. We're talking a Seiko watch that at most is worth $300, right? I mean, you got your just a second, and you got your husband back.
Right.
Right.
I'm very happy.
Right? So why would you want to mix it up with this lady unless you were very, very angry?
She's ready to rule after this.
I don't think you had any business going to her place of employment, but that's not an offense.
Like I said, I was only trying to get back the watch.
Well, what did you have anything to do with the watch about? It was his watch. He wanted to get back the watch. He's a big boy. Let him get back the watch. What do you have to butt in, to mix in with his business for?
I think a lot of the problem is she thinks that there was more, that there was some kind of relationship, and it was just a friend helping a friend.
That's not what he says.
I don't know why he's saying what he said. I care about him. He's a good friend. I mean, I helped him out, and she's under the assumption that I stole her husband away from her, and I didn't.
Honor, also, while my husband was there, he bought her a refrigerator, a lamp, some other things, the boys' clothing, her clothing.
That made you mad. Right?
Yeah. Right.
But look, Miss Steigers, you got him back.
Right.
Right?
So I'm the winner, actually.
Maybe not. How long have you been married?
We will be married 25 years, 1st of July.
I don't, sir, necessarily believe your story that during the 6 weeks or 5 weeks that you stayed with her, or 3 weeks, that you might not have said to her, you need a watch? Take this one. I don't want it. I can't tell, quite frankly, because I wasn't there, but common sense dictates to me that that is a real possibility, that you said, take the Seiko. And then when you went home, your wife said to you, where's the Seiko? And you said, I don't know where it is. So I'm dismissing your complaint. You got him back? Be happy. Go get him another watch for your 26th wedding anniversary. As far as your counterclaim is concerned, you always know that you have trouble when you let a married man come into your house. You knew she was angry. When what you described, the scene that you described in the store where you work, wasn't that much of a scene. It was an uncomfortable situation where they came into the store.
I do have a letter from my boss that states that it was an ongoing thing, and that's why I was fired.
Well, that's unfortunate, but that's one of the things. It may be ongoing, but they came. They want the watch back. She wanted the watch back. They didn't fight with you. They didn't pull your hair.
If they would like, they could come search my house, and I show them it's not there. I don't have it.
What I'm telling you is they didn't do anything there other than come in and make you uncomfortable. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to make you uncomfortable because you had made him too comfortable. That is not an actionable offense. So the complaint and the counterclaim are dismissed.
Your Honor.
Period. End of discussion. Take him, go home, be well, be happy together forever.
What is our excuse? Step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think I'm a winner. I got my husband back. I also confronted the woman that took my husband from me.
We had an affair numerous times.
No.
Yes, there was.
In your dreams. They need to really get some counseling because he's telling me and other people a lot different than what he's telling her. He couldn't tell the truth if his life depended.
High school sweetheart Eric McClusiak stole her heart, made her pregnant, and took back the engagement ring. Now she wants payback.
Order. All rise. Now, this is number 49 on the calendar in the matter of Rhodes versus McClusiak.
Thank you, Bert.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Rose, according to your complaint, you met the defendant when you were in high school. That was almost a decade ago. And we're just friends. Sometime later, about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, you met again, became engaged. That didn't last. And you're suing him for the return of several things and or their cash value. So you want to tell me about it?
Sure. The first thing was a judgment that we had went to Superior Court, and the Superior Court judge handed down an appeal, or the appeal on it, for $1,632.
Okay, I'm not entertaining the judgment of another court. You have to execute on that some other way.
Okay.
But there was a problem, you said, with an engagement ring. You bought certain things while you were together.
Right.
First, tell me about this engagement ring.
The engagement ring, we went to Devon Jewelers, and we picked out a ring, and I therefore had paid a good percentage of the ring, $851.64 to be exact, and I have the canceled check to show that. And I also have the appraisal for the amount of the ring.
Okay, but you paid $841 for the ring.
$851, yes.
And what happened to the ring?
I wore it. We were engaged. Then we became unengaged, and I put it in my jewelry box. I tried giving it back to him, but he said to keep it. So I kept it in my jewelry box because I didn't want to wear it anymore. I was out for a meeting. I had a doctor's appointment to go to out of town. He was going to go with me. He never showed up. He knew I was in Modesto. We lived in Tracy, and it's about a 45-minute drive. During that time, he came to the house and took the ring and the rest of his belongings out of the house while I was at the doctor's appointment.
Did you do that, sir?
I took my ring, yes, I did.
Well, I know you took the ring,
right.
But she says that you were supposed to be at this doctor's appointment with her.
I don't know anything about that. I was at work that day, and we went to the house at my lunch break with my boss, and he helped me, because I didn't have a car, so he helped me take my belongings.
And you didn't have any plan to be with her that day?
He told me. He called, and I answered the phone. And I said,
Who
Eric,
are you? Let's-
I'm her mother. And he called, and I said, Eric, where are you? You're supposed to be here. He said, well, I don't have any way down. I said, well, where are you? He said, I'm in Stockton. And that's when she took the phone. And he talked to her and said he was sorry he hadn't come, blah, blah, blah. She got off the phone. She said, I have to go home. She went home. It took 45 minutes. As soon as she got home, she called me crying, said he's been here. He went in my jewelry box, and he took the ring.
That doesn't sound
The
familiar
phone
to
call
you,
didn't
sir?
take place.
Huh?
The phone call didn't take place, but I did take the ring. I took my belongings, yeah.
That's a lie.
I talked to him.
Were you angry at each other at that point, or you just mutually decided to break off this engagement?
At the beginning, we mutually decided to break off the engagement. During that time, I had gotten pregnant. That's the doctor's appointment that I was going to. Eric expressed to me his great concern that he did not want to have this baby and did not want to be with me. That's where I was at. That's where he was supposed to be with me. And I went to my mother's house after the doctor's appointment.
Does that refresh your recollection,
That's
sir?
not the, I mean, I didn't...
Just a second. Does that refresh your recollection? I mean, that's a major event.
Yes, I knew she was going to get it, but she was doing it on her own will. I did not want to have this abortion.
Just a second.
That's
Just a second. Were you supposed to be there?
No, I was not.
Yes, he was.
Oh, please.
I was not. I was not in favor of it. Why would I go to an abortion I'm not in favor for it?
It was his idea.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It's a lie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Can I give you something?
Well, let me deal with this engagement ring first. You took the engagement ring, sir. What did you do with it?
Can I explain something to you real fast? I have the receipt. I put down money on the ring too. It's in my name.
Yeah.
And it was a mutual breakup.
Mhm.
Okay. And I have this. According to this, it says that.
According to what?
Well, can you give that to her?
Just
please?
tell me what it.
It says, where either party to a contemplated marriage in this state makes a gift of money or property to the other on the basis of assumption that the marriage will take place in the event that the donee refuses to enter the marriage as contemplated or that is given up by mutual consent, which she said, the donor, which is me, may recover this such gift or such part of its value as may, under all circumstances of the case, be found by the court or jury to be just.
Mr. McClusiak, listen to me.
So
What
read
that
it.
says is very reasonable, and what I usually rule in the cases of engagement rings, which is an engagement ring is usually given as part of a contract to marry. That's why it's given. And if the contract isn't fulfilled because there's no marriage, the person who gave the ring, I usually rule, gets it back. However, in this case, Miss Rose says, and she has evidence of the fact that she paid $841 towards the engagement ring. Now, did you give her back that money?
I gave her the money before. And I got a check, cancel check right here to prove that.
Well, let me see.
$1,600.
Let-
Signed by Miss Rose and signed over to Miss Rose.
You know anything about the $1,600?
May I see it?
Sure. Show this to her, please. Why would you give her $1,600, sir, if she only contributed $841
Well, Your Honor,
to it?
What happened was is when we first started living together, all the bills were in her name. I had no account. I had nothing. So what I did with my employer is I took all my money, all my checks, signed them over to her. She would deposit it in her account and pay the bills accordingly.
Just a minute. Was this $1,600, sir, for general bills? What I'm asking you is, that you gave her $1,600. Was the $1,600 for general bills that you were accumulating?
Well, part of the $1,600 went to pay the rest of the ring off. I put down
Just a minute.
$400 down on the ring to
Just
begin
a
with.
second. Is that what you decided now, or was that what you told her when you gave her the $1,600? That the $841 was included in the $1,600?
Exactly.
Exactly. Is that what you're telling me? Is that true?
No.
Of course
We were
not.
living together.
Of course it's not true. Of course it's not true.
Of course not.
Now, you sold this ring?
No, I did not sell a ring.
You didn't sell it?
No.
Did you tell her, according to the papers that I read here, you told her that you sold it?
No, I didn't sell a ring.
Did you? Okay, let's go back a second, Mr. McClusiak. Did you tell her that you sold it?
No, I did not. I traded
you what?
I traded the ring for a car. I did not sell it.
Well,
same thing.
It wasn't a very high class car. I mean, the car just got me around. I mean,
Sir, sale or barter?
It was barter.
You sold the ring or bartered the ring for a car.
Mm-hmm.
You don't still have it in your possession.
No.
So you owe her $841 because that's what you paid towards the ring. Because she's not driving around in the car that you bartered it for, and she can't wear the car on her finger. So $841 is what you owe her. Now, what else are you suing him for?
For the car that he let him drive.
Tell me about that.
Okay, I had a 1987 Renault Encore that I purchased in July of '93 before we got together. We got together December of '93. Right before that, I had bought a brand new Mazda Protege. So I was driving around in my car, and they don't give when you trade in, they don't give you, what your car's worth. So I had my car parked. He didn't have a car when I met him. He didn't have bank accounts when I met him. He didn't have anything when I met him. And he needed to get to work, so he drove my car. Even when we broke up, I continued to let him drive my car because he needed to get to work, and I wasn't going to be mean about it. So I let him drive my car.
Plus, he wouldn't bring it back.
Well, when I asked for it back, after the whole ring incident, after everything came down, I said, you know what, I want my car back. And he said, okay, fine, I'll give it back to you. It went on a couple weeks, a couple months later. He finally gives back the car. He has it towed over to the apartment complex where we were living, and it was in complete shambles. It wasn't even running.
It had no oil in it. It was trashed.
The back seat had spilt paint. He's a carpenter's assistant. Had paint all over the back seat of the car. The windshield was cracked clear across. The passenger window was non-existent. We took it to the shop to get it running, and they said they don't know how long it'd been running without oil.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. Michelle Rose says her long-ago high school sweetheart, Eric McClusiak, stole her heart, made her pregnant, and took back the engagement ring. Now she wants payback.
When you gave him the car, did it have the windows and did it have all these other things? So what happened to the car, Mr. McClusiak? Let me see the picture. Yeah, show him the picture.
I was with her when she bought it, and it was in perfectly fine condition.
What happened to the car, Mr. McClusiak?
Well, originally what happened was, first of all, when we first started living together, I rode my bike to my boss's house before she let me borrow the car. This was for probably about 3 of the 4 months we were going out. The last month, I got the car, had it towed because it wasn't running when I originally got the car. Towed it to my friend, my brother-in-law has a mechanic he knows. He fixed it enough to run. I drove it maybe, I'd say at the most for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, while I was living with her. Okay. As soon as we broke up, I drove it to Stockton, parked it, and I started because I didn't have to drive anywhere in Stockton. I lived right by the school where I go to school. I lived right by my work. I didn't drive it because it actually didn't run that good. It overheated a lot. I don't know about the oil situation, but I know it overheated a lot. And then when they asked for it back, I took about a week to take it back because I didn't have a way to get out of work. It was just bad timing.
What happened to the car, sir? What happened to the windshield? What happened to the paint?
I have no idea. I didn't do anything to the windshield.
What happened to the paint that was spilled all over the back?
I don't know anything about paint either. I don't do
paint. You don't know anything about anything, Mr. McClusiak.
I did tile. I didn't do paint.
It may have been paint or tile, putty. I'm not an expert at it. Stuff. Chemical stuff.
The car didn't run when I got it. The car was thrashed when I drove it.
So what did you take it for? You had this car that's not running at all, according to you. It's not running at all.
I took it to the mechanic to have it checked out to see if I could get it running.
And you got it running.
And he got it running just to go. He said, you better get that car fully serviced or get a whole rehaul on the motor because it's going to go. So he told me. And then she knew that.
Did you know that?
No. That's why it was running fine. I just wanted a new car.
Mr. McClusiak, when you start to tell one thing in a court that's not true, I'm giving this advice to you for the future. When you tell one lie, the person who's the judge, whether it's a judge or a jury, looks upon everything else that you say skeptically. Do you understand that?
Can I ask you what you thought was a lie?
The first thing that you said when you opened your mouth, that you had no knowledge of her appointment that day where you were supposed to meet her. That was the first thing that you said that was a lie. So everything else that you say is tainted with that lie.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Del Rose says her long-ago high school sweetheart, Eric McClusiak, stole her heart, made her pregnant, and took back the engagement ring. Now she wants payback.
Now, you paid $2,500 for this car. certainly not worth $2,500. Wasn't worth it even after a while. So you want to be compensated something for this car that he trashed. What did you end up doing with the car?
I sold it for $100 to a friend of the family.
My friend. And the car ended up so bad that nothing was done to it. It was trashed.
And how long had you driven the car?
From July to December. July 93, December 93.
You have a bill for the car where you paid $2,500?
No, I bought it through a private party. And I didn't keep her name and address.
What else are you suing him for?
There was auto insurance that I kept on the car when he was driving it that he agreed to pay back for me. There was a gym membership.
He just drove the car for a short period of time.
It's just for a month, yeah.
Go ahead.
There was a gym membership where I paid for him. He agreed to pay it back to me. Never did.
What gym membership?
Gold's Gym.
That sound familiar to you, sir?
Yes.
So you owe her for the gym?
No, I don't. I mean, the stuff she's paying because she has the checkbook. I'm taking all my money, my cash, my checks, and signing it over to her. She's paying the bills.
You mean this gym was when you were living together?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it was while we were living together.
Okay, you were sharing the bills?
We were in debt.
You weren't there. You've contributed enough. Fortunately, you're not the mother-in-law in this scenario. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead.
We were together. We were engaged. We were living together. So most of the credit and the bills were in my name because I was the only one able to get it.
He was giving you his
check. He was
check.
doing his input. Yes, but it was Dutch. Pretty much most of the stuff. He paid for his bills. I paid for mine.
Okay. What else do you say he owes you?
There's marshal office fees that had the marshal's office came in and subpoenaed my account and took money out of my account to pay for his debit for the first judgment for that that I owed the $1,600 for the apartment complex. They were going to
So
sue
there
them.
is a judgment now against both of you. Do you have a judgment? You
I can't receive him,
personally have a judgment against him?
Small claims court, yes.
Can I see it?
Yes, and it came down. It ruled.
Now let me see it. I can read.
Let's see.
Well, this is an independent judgment, sir, that she has against you for $1,600. Why don't you pay her? Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
There.
Well, just a second. Date of the hearing was a year ago.
Right.
You don't remember that?
Yes.
And they never sent you a copy of this judgment?
From my understanding, I thought it was just the judgment that the apartment complex had against me.
No, come on. From your understanding, what kind of work do you do?
Pardon?
Pardon? I speak English. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a student teacher and I go to school.
God, I wonder where our education system is in such dire straits. Look at the caption of that, sir. It says Rose versus McClusiak. Not apartment complex against the two of you. Her against you. Now, does that sound a familiar chord?
Yes.
Why don't you pay the money?
I don't have the money.
Why don't, listen to me. Listen to me. Get the sheriff to attach his salary.
He moves. I've been doing this for a year and a half. As soon as I get a hold of him, he boots. He's left his jobs. He's left his apartment complexes. I've tracked him to school at Delta College. Gone. Fresno College. Gone. As soon as I get him, he leaves. I would have collected if I could. Believe me.
Well, first, let me tell you this. First thing that I suggest that you do, because I'm not getting involved in the collection of another judgment. Okay. That's a special branch of the law, the collection of a judgment. But I would report this judgment and the fact that he is in noncompliance with that judgment to the Credit Bureau, TRW, or whatever other one you want to. I would report it to all of them. And I would also send a copy of that judgment to the Board of Regents that hires teachers in this jurisdiction. Let them know, just in case. I mean, he's a student teacher, so eventually he wants to be a real teacher. If he ever learns to tell the truth, maybe he will be. So send it out. Let them at least put it in a file so that they'll have it.
Okay.
Because, sir, make an arrangement to pay her $100 a month. You owe her this money. You know, you're not supposed to even contemplate teaching children unless you have some sort of a moral compass. And yours is lopsided. All right. Now, how much? 300 and what for the marshal's fees? Because I'm not
$332.41 in marshal's fees. They subpoenaed
All right.
my account.
Sir, you owe her $2,374, not including the $1,600 judgment. You understand that? You're supposed to do the right thing, because otherwise it follows you forever. I guarantee you that if I was standing where she's standing, I would make your life uncomfortable for not doing the right thing. You know, you can't leave somebody with a barrel of debts and just go off your merry way and say, well, it didn't work out and it didn't work out, so I got the better of the financial deal. That's wrong. have to do the right thing. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,374. Thank you.
As I excuse you, may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He got spooked and decided not to be with me and wasn't going to be around for the baby, and we decided not to have it.
Right when she got pregnant, there was a guy from Dartmouth College, I can't remember his name, but came back in the picture and called her, kind of rekindled a fire she had.
It's really
she still had
irrelevant.
feelings for him, and
No, she didn't.
it kind of
She loved
went
you.
from there.
She was going to have your baby. She was going to marry you, and you deserted her.
She kicked me out.
You know, I once loved him, so I can't hate him, but that's it.
And now, the next case.
Parties on Summer versus Palermo. All parties on Summer versus Palermo. Step forward, please.
Mary Lou Summer says her neighbor Joe Palermo forged her check. Joe says it wasn't him, it was her ex-husband.
Miss Summer, according to your complaint, the defendant forged a check, an old check of yours, for $503, causing a whole bunch of checks of yours to bounce, an additional $100. So you're suing him for $603. He says, got the wrong guy.
I've never even seen the check.
Okay. Now, tell me about this check.
Well, the check I actually did not, it wasn't a forgery. It was actually my signature. However, the check paid his phone bill, and I'm clueless as to, one, how he got the check or how anybody got the check, but it's his phone bill.
Well,
I'm like, I don't know why I would be
first let me take a
responsible
look
for
at this
that.
check. According to your complaint, you were married to a man and divorced a long time ago, several years ago. Is that
Well,
right?
December of '95.
And this check came out of your checkbook at a time when you were still married to him.
Yes.
Now, that person is your roommate.
Used to be.
Used to be your roommate. That's what I get from the papers. And you say, according to your check register, this check number, 104, was supposed to be made out to the Department of Motor Vehicles. And you signed the check.
Yes, that's my signature.
So what did you do? Sign this check and gave it to your husband to pay the Department of Motor Vehicles?
Right. And in July of '95, I canceled the check because it never posted. So I figured he must have paid cash or whatever. But
And
regardless,
this check was supposed to have been written in February of '94.
That's correct.
So you have this live check floating around. Then you separated from your husband, and he moved in with you at some point.
Then he ran up a big phone bill, and he was supposed to have paid it, and he comes up with excuse after excuse, and then it finally got shut off, and then he said that he'll pay it the next day. Then he disappeared for a week, and so finally when he showed up, I just kicked him out, and he kept telling me that he paid it. I never even seen that check.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's take a look. I knew we were going to be dealing with a check with this case, so I brought my trusty magnifier. Why don't you take this, give Mr. Palermo. I want you, Mr. Palermo, to write 5 times, relatively rapidly, sir, the words 500.
Judge, you want it in print or cursive?
Mr. Palermo, are you printing that, sir?
Yeah, and that's how I write my
Mr.
checks.
Mr. Palermo, I want you to write it just as you signed your name to your answer that I'm looking at right now. I want you to write it. Don't print it. And I want you to do it quickly, sir.
Judge.
Mr. Palermo, this certainly looks like the same writing to me, sir.
You're telling me to write faster, faster, faster. I can't even read what I wrote.
Well, you want to write it slower, sir?
Well,
You want to write it slower? Certainly looks like the same writing to me that's on this check, Mr. Palermo.
I haven't seen the check. I wouldn't know.
Well, I'm going to show it to you, sir. have it back, Bird, please?
Let's see how.
Now, Miss Summer, just one more question for you. Did you speak to your ex-husband?
Approximately September.
But you haven't spoke. Did you ask him whether he wrote this check?
I asked him about it. He knew nothing about it.
Yeah. I can understand why he knew nothing about it, because he didn't write it. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $603. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out, please.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
I feel like it was equitable. It was fair. It's just what I was asking for, so I feel pretty good. I don't want to speculate on this guy's reasons for doing whatever he needed to do. I just don't want to. I didn't have the obligation to pay his phone bill. That's all I felt. So no, I'm not.
I was hoping she was going to test it for fingerprints. Didn't have to prove it. I never touched that check. I never even seen it.
And now, the next case.
All parties on Monty versus Shore. Step forward, please.
Kimberly Monty and Jennifer Shore were such close friends, they swapped money between bank accounts. When something didn't compute, the friendship went bankrupt.
Yeah, this is number 96 on the calendar in the matter of Monty versus Shore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Real good friends for a long time, all broken up over $1,378. $78.
Actually, more than that.
Tell me why.
I had asked Jennifer for a loan that we have gone back and forth. We've trusted each other many, many years, and we have been there for one another quite some time. I asked her for a 10-day loan. We were going on vacation, my husband and my family and I. Jennifer was also going to join us. Jennifer agreed to the loan. I asked her if she was overdrawn. She said no. She ended up overdrawing. She ended up taking money that was owed to her that she technically let me borrow, and then continued to withdraw money over $1,000. And then there's other money for other loans that had been outstanding in the past.
How much in total?
In addition to the $1,378, it's an additional $711. So the $1,378, my total claim was for over $4,100, which is 3 times her amount that she admits owing to me. She admits owing $1,378.
Well, that's what you say. She took $1,378.
Correct.
And when
that's what she admits owing to me.
How did it come to a point where you're not talking to each other if you were such good friends and used this money back and forth? And did you have an argument? Did you have a fight about the money or about something else?
A little bit of both. I had asked her, she'd never told me one time on our vacation how much money that she owed me, other than that we would have to go back and forth for a while. And she never mentioned it until we got back and said, she told me that she would owe me $640, which ended up being quite a lot more.
Okay.
So then she blew up and said it was all about me, and then I left nasty messages on her answering machine in desperation, trying to get her to do anything. I left nice messages, nasty messages. I left notes. I mean, it was just, it was crazy. She left me a stupid 3-page letter. She taped a letter to my husband's truck saying that I didn't tell him the whole story, meaning that she was really using my money to put back in her account, and money was just being, thrown all over the place.
Okay.
Okay. She asked me if I would float her some money because she was overdrawn in her account. And I said yes, and I did tell her that I had checks outstanding in my account for $200. So I would need to clarify that so her checks didn't bounce. She gave me all of her information about her checking account. We sat together. She squared up both checking accounts with me, showing me these are the checks she had written out. This is what needs to be covered. She was mostly concerned about her rent check. She asked me to do whatever I could to make sure that her checks did not bounce. I got overwhelmed by the whole thing. Okay. I should not have done it. It was not worth our friendship.
Because you took a hell of a lot more than just what I needed, didn't you?
Okay. She acknowledges, Miss Monty, she acknowledges that she took, in her answer, that she owes you $1,378. She seems very upset. You don't want to be a friend anymore?
She said horrible, mean, hateful things to me. You're asking me if I want to be a friend? I don't know.
That's in the past. How long have you been friends?
20 years.
That's a long time.
Last month.
It's nice to have. Were you best friends? Anybody better friend? So you made a mistake?
Absolutely.
Miss Monty, she made a mistake.
I told her I made a mistake in writing.
So then you couldn't let us know what was going on? Jennifer, I would have thrown the money in the gutter for you, and you know that. To say the mean, hateful things that I'm selfish and that it's all about me, that is ridiculous and it's asinine.
Not about the money,
that's
Kim.
exactly what you said to me. You blew up on my face. What was this? Oh, I'm all about my mother. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, yes, you did. Now you're going to deny about the mean, hateful things you said to me, right?
She said mean, hateful things.
Horrible things. Okay, I know, but you know what? It gets me uptight because if this person thought that I was selfish and that it's all about me and that I'm just like my mother, why do you want to be my friend? Why? That's what I would like to know. Why?
Okay. Listen. I think you really want her to answer that question. Why?
Well, yes, I did tell her that it was all about her. I told her in an argument that we got into, which is what ended everything. I had gone over to her house. She was already angry at me.
Did you say things you didn't mean?
Probably. I did say it's all about her, and I do mean that, but it had nothing to do with the money. It was all about her when she was wanting me to argue with her. I said, let's sit. We were sitting in her living room, and I said, let's sit down and discuss this. And she kept pursuing and pursuing. And yes, I blew up, and yes, she blew up. And yes, just like we've done in the past, we've had times where we have said hurtful things to each other because we are the closest of anybody in our lives. And yes, I'll say that we're both even. I said hateful things, and she said hateful things.
She's ready to rule. Stay tuned.
Okay, Kim, you're going to get your money. Is there anything we can do today to see if we can patch you two up? What do you think?
I don't know if she really wants me to be a friend. I don't
Same
know.
here.
And you know what? I don't know. I personally think that I've gone on with my life for the last several months. I've had to do without an awful lot. My children have had to go without an awful lot. You didn't seem to care. You honest a lot of things. Yeah, but you didn't even have the decency to give me your breakdown when I asked you. You didn't have the decency to to tell me on vacation. Other than that, when we got back, that we ruined your vacation. No, you didn't.
And I said, I'm not sure.
You know what? That's beside the point.
I didn't finish the accounting, and I told you that.
Listen to me. I don't want to make it worse. Why don't you come up here for me? Bird, I want them to be quiet. I have a best friend. I think we had 2 fights in all the years that we've been best friends over stupid things. I think the first one was when we were 12, and I didn't care about clothes, and I bought her the wrong color corsage for her 12th birthday. You know, you're supposed to buy them with bubble gum and stuff on it, and she was wearing a pink dress, and I bought yellow stuff. Stupid. And the second time was also over nonsense. But if I didn't have her around, I would really feel as if I were missing something. It looks to me as if your friend made a mistake. She's really sorry. You know, lighten up a little bit. I know you're angry. You're going to get your money. I'm going to see to it that you get your money. It would really be nice. It would make my day. I have not had a terrific day here today. I will tell you. It would make my day if you went out and had a cup of coffee. Just that. You think you can do that?
Well, our kids have to go to school together eventually, so it's not going to be real good to have PTA meetings, you know.
So how about a cup of coffee? Can't.
I'll go if she'll, you know, I don't have a problem.
Go for a cup of coffee? Good. Don't fight?
I don't have a problem. As long as you don't.
We got over Isabella.
That was quite a trip.
Okay,
so you had to top that one.
Okay, but Jen, you know what? I'm still really hurt, and I just don't want to end up going out where, you know, and you're going to say that I'm selfish in this, because if that's really the way you feel about me, then I'm not a friend for you.
Well,
if you really feel that I'm
your
selfish.
therapist about me for 1 year.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Go get a cup of coffee. You don't have to be best friends if you don't want to be.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
But just have a cup of coffee. Your kids go to school together.
They will eventually.
All right?
They'll catch up together.
All right? From here, go for a cup of coffee.
Okay.
It'll be on Bird. Okay, judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,378.
Thank you.
Judge, excuse me, step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
I got resolvement to the problem. That was what I really wanted, was I didn't understand a few things, and I got some of those questions answered.
Money is not what is of importance. It's definitely, there's much greater loss here than money.
I mean, it's great that I'm going to get $1,300 back, but the damage was already done prior to today, you know?
Melvin Kiley first met Lorraine Bryant. They had an attraction that almost proved fatal. Lorraine says he attacked her. Melvin says she attacked him and ran up his phone bill with psychic hotline charges.
Order, all rise. Order, all rise, please. Quiet. Your Honor, this is case number 68 on the calendar in the matter of Kiley versus Bryant. You may be seated.
Sir, I really don't understand what you want. I read your complaint, and it's sending me a bunch of mixed messages. I don't know whether you want this lady back as your girlfriend, or whether you want to sue her for this $400 and some odd that you say she owes you for what I can't quite figure out. So why don't you tell me what it is that you want?
I'd really love to have her back.
But I can't do that for you, sir.
Well, at least pay back for some of the phone bills that she rang out.
So you either want her back or you want her to pay the phone bill.
Right.
Why did she leave you in the first place?
We kind of had a blowout one night.
Tell me about that.
So I have a copy of the police report here.
Tell me about it.
We're sitting there. I was in bed and woke up about 2:30 in the morning. She was sitting in the living room with the TV on, smoking and drinking beer. And we had to get up to work the next morning.
So?
And all of a sudden, I tried to get her to relax and go to bed, and all of a sudden...
What did you say to her to get her to relax and go to bed?
Let's go to bed. We got to go up and get work the next morning.
Yeah?
And next thing I knew, all heck broke loose.
Tell me about that.
We just started hollering, hitting, kicking.
Who was doing that?
We're both hitting, punching each other.
Had you done that before?
No.
This was the first time?
This is the first time I ever struck somebody that I really cared for.
Is that true?
No.
Tell me about that evening.
Okay, what happened is I'm nervous, so I'm going to look at you so I can read your lips. And he asked me about sex, and I said no. And I think he was upset. And then I was talking to my sister, and he was passed out in the front room, living room.
That's not quite true, Cupcake.
You're
That was
lying.
a different time.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Let her finish.
And so he woke up from being passed out, and I talked to my sister on the phone, hanged up, and
You use a hearing aid according to
according
to your answer.
Mm-hmm. And next thing I knew, he went like that, grabbed me, threw me on the floor, and the rest is. I fought for. He ripped my dress. I tore his shirt because he was choking me. I wound up going to the doctor because my neck and arm, I lost my job.
It says here that you were arrested that night. Yeah. What happened to cause you to be arrested?
I didn't have my hearing aid. They would not give back my hearing aid. I was in hysterics because this man, I turned him down for sex. He asked me a second time, and I said no.
How did the police get there?
I have no idea.
How did the police get there, sir?
I have 911 automatically and on my answering machine. And while she was kicking me around there, I guess the phone tipped over and somehow the 911 button hit.
How long have you been together?
Off and on for about 3 months.
So this was a short-term arrangement. So the 911 went off, the police came, and they arrested you?
Right. I could not understand. I was in hysterics because he tried to rape me. I am thinking...
How come she was arrested, sir? Did you file a complaint against her?
When, according to the police report...
No, don't tell me the police report. The police report comes from you.
When he showed up, he was a witness of her hitting on me.
Did you complain, sir, that she had assaulted you? Is that what happened?
No.
So then why was she arrested?
I just told him that I just want her out of there.
And you say your hearing aid was lost?
I was in hysterics because I just got to fighting this person off.
We picked it up and gave it back to you, and I
was looking
found the battery
down for my
you,
stuff. He threw all my stuff out. I could not understand. I was in hysterics. I was scared and frightened of this person. This person has threatened me 4 times.
Okay, so you were arrested and you were taken to jail.
I must have a twin.
Okay, you were arrested and you were taken to jail.
Yes.
But then you were released.
Yes.
Charges were dropped?
Not guilty.
No.
I have an attorney right now who's fighting the charges.
Okay, so it hasn't been resolved yet.
Because there's more to this. That's why.
It hasn't been resolved yet.
Nope.
The criminal case.
That's coming up Thursday the 7th.
Okay. And what you are suing for today, sir, is for some telephone bill. Because clearly this lady doesn't want you back, right?
I'm scared.
So forget back. She doesn't want you back. So now let's talk about the money.
No more cupcake.
Okay, let's go.
Order. Order.
What money do you say she owes you, sir?
Well, phone bill from running up, phone bill and rent, and part utilities that she claimed we lived together.
Just a second. Did you have an agreement, a lease?
Yes.
What was your agreement?
For a verbal agreement, she was going to pay half the utilities
Yes.
and half the rent.
What phone bill was this about?
About $113 is a phone bill from calling the psychic line and joining a club, psychic club, which adds $10 a month to my phone bill
Did you
until
do
I
that?
get it canceled.
I called on the phone. The money that I gave him was supposed to go for the phone bill and food. I did not say I was going to stay to live there. He asked me to stay there. I was not living there. I was still paying rent at my mom and dad's.
Listen to me.
You had half your clothes there, too.
Listen to me. You were there for 3 months. Did you call this psychic hotline?
Yes, I did.
Do you know how much you spent?
No, I don't.
You think that you owe him this money for the psychic hotline?
No, I don't, Your Honor, to be honest.
Tell me why.
Because the man has threatened me. He has attempted to rape me. He has slapped me 4 times, and the 5th time I had enough.
Well, that matter will be resolved, I assume, in the criminal court.
I hope
Correct?
so. Mm-hmm.
What we're here to talk about today is money that you say she owes you. Do you have a copy of your phone bill, sir, for the
Yes, I
psychic
do.
hotline? Can I see it, please? You didn't call the psychic hotline, did you?
No.
Don't look to me like the type
she's
of guy
enough
that would call.
psychic for me.
You sent her flowers, though, after this incident, according to you. See enclosed card. Says, I miss being together. I miss your smile. I miss you and always will. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I'll always think of you. Love, Mel.
Sounds about right.
So.
The case of assault, battery, and psychic hotline charges continues in a moment. Ellie first met Lorraine Bryant. They had an attraction that almost proved fatal. Lorraine says he attacked her. Melvin says she attacked him and ran up his phone bill with psychic hotline charges.
Mel, what did you apologize for? What did you apologize in that note for?
Well, for letting it go like it did happen that night. I admit that I was at least 50% wrong.
And you know she has a disability.
Right.
She has a hearing disability.
Right.
And she looks as if she has sort of a fragile personality.
Yeah, but get her a little snockered and half mad, and I'd give Hulk Hogan about 10 minutes. Maybe him, maybe 15.
That's not true.
Well, that's possible. So it sounds to me like you two people don't belong together. And you have this phone bill of $113.37. Did you pay him for that?
No.
So I suggest that you're going to pay him $113.37, say goodbye to each other. Hopefully your criminal matter will be resolved satisfactorily. You look like a nice lady. Sounds to me as if something terrible happened. I want you to go home and do a little soul searching, sir. You say to me today that you were at least 50% responsible for what happened that night. I assume that when you go to court on Thursday in the criminal court, you're going to tell the prosecutor there that you were at least 50% responsible for what happened that night, so that the right thing will happen, too, in the criminal proceeding. I assume you're going to do that, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff for the amount of $113.37. That's all. Thank you.
Excuse me. Step out.
My reaction is I'm scared to death of this person. I was abused 4 times leading up to attempted rape and everything else, and I'm scared of this person. And he has also threatened to blow my brains out, too.
I think she's brainwashed her. Smoking has clogged her brain or
You're
something.
lying. He's lying.
Well, I'll save money on flowers.
And now the next case.
Party's on. Guarneri versus Swinford. All parties, step up, please.
Roberta Guarnieri is upset that her former son-in-law left her daughter. Now she says it's payback time for David Swinford.
Your Honor, this is case number 17 on the calendar in the matter of Guarneri versus Swinford. You may be seated.
Mrs. Guarneri, Mr. Swinford is, according to your papers, your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law.
That's correct.
How long was he married to your daughter?
About 2.5 years.
No children?
Yes, they have one son that's almost, he'll be 2 years old in December.
Your complaint says that while your daughter and soon-to-be ex-son-in-law were living together, you lent them some money to fix an old truck, $463.
That's correct. It was actually for 2 cars, a Ford Explorer and for a large truck. I don't know what it's called. It's got an extra cab in the back. And they were supposed to pay me back when they traded the cars in. And then when David left my daughter for his best friend's wife, I didn't want to extend any credit to him any longer and asked to have him pay it back.
Just
and
him?
he has paid it back in the past. We have also paid for other bills for him.
Well, for him and your daughter.
No, even before they were married, we paid off a stereo of his.
But
because
while
he
they
was
were
paying-
married, you paid some things.
Yes, we
You
paid
let-
off a Visa bill so they wouldn't have to pay the interest. And then they made payments to us.
And you want him to pay back this whole bill to you?
That's correct.
Why is that?
Well, it went to his benefit. My daughter's now without any car. And the money was used to pay off and his other cars and purchase cars. He bought
Now, I'm
another
talking about
car.
this money. This money you said was just used to fix up a couple of cars.
Right, and we were supposed to be paid back when the cars were traded or sold. And the purpose was to fix them up so that they were in better shape so they could get a better value on the car. And they traded in and we didn't get the money back. So she still doesn't have a car.
All right, David, let's hear from you.
She is driving a brand new car right now, my ex-wife.
Well, I assume
And-
that you didn't buy that.
No, I did not.
Her parents did.
And I have bought a few vehicles since then, and she was driving the vehicles, the Acura and the van. She was driving both of
Well,
those.
but we're talking about right now. You know.
Right now, I also was left without a vehicle in this divorce. So I'm struggling. I have to pick up my son from their house to...
What happened to your cars?
My ex-wife repossessed it and took it to the leasing agency.
Is that right?
Yes.
So he doesn't have a car, and you have the use of a car that he didn't provide. You have the use of a car through your parents.
He also has a use of a car through
Yes,
his
I
parents.
do now.
Step up here.
He has a use of a car through his parents.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
The girlfriend that they're referring to was since we've been separated.
Your best friend's wife.
Since you separated?
Yes.
That make you angry?
His best friend's wife?
Roberta Guarnieri is upset that her former son-in-law left her daughter. Now she says it's payback time for David Swinford.
What I really want to know is why are you angry? Is that why you decided to sue him?
Yeah, I suppose that would be part of it. And he's left her in considerable debt as well. And I don't feel that we both got, my husband and I both had cuts in pay, and we're no longer able to provide support. And we'd like to get some relief back.
Right now, I'm paying my ex-wife, $1,500 a month for child support and alimony.
Are you paying that?
Yes, right now.
But it also discontinues after 9 months.
Well, the child support will not discontinue
Right,
until
but
the child
the
is
alimony
older.
will.
So you're paying $1,500 a month.
Yes.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a refinery worker at Chevron in El Segundo.
How much do you earn?
About $60,000 a year.
And what do you do?
I'm unemployed. I'm a student.
You live at home with your parents?
Yes, I do.
Hmm?
Yes, I do.
I also live at home with my parents.
Okay. And he's giving you $1,500 a month? Is he faithful in giving you that money?
Yes, he is.
What do you do with that money?
I was in another car accident, which I've been paying medical bills, paying rent to my parents, paying off other bills that he left me with.
Did he have some of those bills?
Yes.
So he was left with some bills and you were left with some bills?
Yes.
I didn't leave her with any bills. I'm stuck right now with
We have all your
$25,000.
utility bills.
I'm stuck right now with about $25,000 in bills. The utility bills that they're talking about are bills that, well, after I had left the house, she had utility bills on the house that is my house. She was living in the house still for a few months after we separated.
Is that right?
Until he kicked her out, yes.
Yes.
Is that right? You were living
I had
there.
our son. He didn't come up to see the son at all for about 2
I
weeks,
didn't
so
want to
I was
argue
watching
with
our
the
son.
ex-wife. That's why I didn't bother to go up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I don't understand is he is faithfully paying the amount that he was ordered to pay. Clearly, he's got a substantial nut that he has to repay, which is not particularly terrible. I mean, you can understand why they're angry. I mean, if you left her daughter for somebody else.
That's not exactly what happened. She also has had boyfriends since. She's had quite a few boyfriends since we've separated.
We're not talking about since you separated, David.
This
We're talking about before. I assume that what
the girlfriend that they're referring to was since we've been separated.
Your best friend's wife.
Since you separated.
Yes.
That make you angry?
His best friend's wife? Yes.
Ex-wife.
Well,
Wife.
but that was since you've been separated.
No.
You say it was
He
before.
left for her.
How do you know that?
Because they went to Palm Springs 5 days later.
5 days, David. That
also
isn't even a
didn't come
reasonable
home.
mourning period, David. You know what I mean?
There was no. I wanted to leave. That's why there was no mourning.
Okay. Look, this loan of $460 was extended to both your daughter and your son-in-law at a time that they were together. It seems unreasonable for you to want him to pay that entire loan. They both had benefit of the vehicles that they bought.
Not on the truck. He never allowed her to drive the truck, other than to take it in for the repairs. She wasn't even allowed to drive it out of the driveway half the time.
Did you ever drive the truck?
Very rarely.
Did you ever drive the truck?
Around the block.
You drove the truck. So the answer is yes, you drove the truck.
Yes. But the Ford Explorer was paid off. His truck was not.
Doesn't make any difference. The loan was extended, Ms. Guinieri, to both your children. And it seems unreasonable. And you acknowledge that this was a debt that was incurred to them. It was a joint debt, correct?
I am not even sure that they paid for this. I haven't. The only thing I've seen is receipts for the work that was done, and they were signed. They were all signed by my ex-wife.
Did you have those receipts?
Yes,
Please?
and they were
May I
on
take
my
a-
Visa bill.
Well, you knew that the work was done on the car, David.
Yes, I.
Sorry.
She's ready to rule in a moment.
Things aren't always exactly equal when people split up. Irrespective of whose fault it is, somebody always gets a little bit more in debt, and somebody always winds up a little bit better off financially. I have a sense, my sense, that you're angry with him because your daughter is unhappy. She has a child that she's going to be taken care of for a long time.
I have the child almost 50% of the time right now.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm very pleased to hear that. That's really very good for a child to spend substantial time with both parents. So that's a very good thing. So I think that this was a joint debt, and I think that each of you have a responsibility to repay your mother, your soon-to-be former mother-in-law, for half of the amounts that she's requesting. She should not be out that money. You both acknowledge that these repairs were made. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $232. I've rounded it off to the closest dollar.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Excuse me. Step out.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
We had good times and bad times, but it was argumentative most of the time. Anything she could nitpick at was an argument. Most of the time it was because I was never home.
That's whose house he was at all the time. And his best friend's house with his wife.
That's not true. I had fallen out of love for a long time, and the only reason I stayed is because I had a son. There was no physical. If there was any abuse, it was from her, and it was mental abuse.
I've been hospitalized for it, even after we separated.
She's gotten hurt in the shuffle of her. When she attacks me, she's the one that ends up getting hurt in the shuffle. Because it's just another attempt at them to be harassing me, and I'll have to deal with it for the next 16 years because I have a son with the ex-wife.
Party's on Gilligan versus Crow. Step up, please.
Pamela Gilligan says she's been taken for a ride. She sold Michael Crow a motorcycle. He crashed it. Now he refuses to pay.
Order. All rise. Order. Judge number 70 on the calendar in the matter of Gilligan versus Crow. You may be seated.
Miss Gilligan, I've read your complaint. The story that you tell is relatively simple. The amount of money that you're requesting based upon your complaint is not so simple. So I have a couple of questions. Okay. It seems to me from your complaint that you were living with the defendant's sister.
Yes.
And at some point, the defendant got tossed out of his house.
He was kicked out of his parents' house, so he came to live with his sister and myself.
And so you took him in?
Took him in, yeah. And then he had been to jail,
And when he came out of jail, he came to move back in with us, disobeyed some of the rules we set out, so we kicked him out.
How old was he at the time?
17.
So you kicked him out?
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen. I actually moved out.
You moved out because we made you move out.
No. I didn't come home for about a week, and I was 18, actually. When I got out of juvenile hall, this has nothing to do with what happened before. My parents didn't kick me out. I went to juvenile hall. I actually went to live with my sister on Easter of '94, I believe. And I was in there for 3 months. I got in trouble. Prior to that 3 months, I went to juvenile hall, did whatever, got out, moved back in there. When I got out, I was 18 at the time. I was doing my own thing, going to school, working, and I wasn't coming home a lot, which I understand. I went out. They called me. They were having a hard time with it. And
They were having a hard time with your hours.
My sister,
Because
yes.
he was
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ حضرت یونس علیہ السلام اور مچھلی کا واقعہ۔ حضرت یونس علیہ السلام دجلہ کے بائیں کنارے پر آباد عراقی شہر موصل میں پیدا ہوئے۔ آپ حضرت ہود علیہ السلام کی اولاد میں سے تھے۔ موصل کے مقابل نینوا شہر تھا جو اس زمانہ میں اپنے عروج پر تھا اور وہاں قوم سمود آباد تھی۔ نینوا کی آبادی 1 لاکھ سے زیادہ تھی جیسا کہ قرآن پاک میں ہے، اور ان حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کو 1 لاکھ یا اس سے زیادہ لوگوں کی طرف پیغمبر بنا کر بھیجا۔ سورۃ الصافات آیت نمبر 147 ہے۔ حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کی عمر 28 سال تھی جب اللہ تعالیٰ نے انہیں اہل نینوا کی رشد و ہدایت پر مامور فرمایا۔ مفسرین کے مطابق حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کا عہد 781 تا 741 قبل مسیح ہے۔ آپ کا قرآن کریم کی 6 سورہ مبارکہ میں ذکر آیا ہے۔ سورۃ النساء، سورہ انعام، سورہ یونس، سورہ الصافات، سورہ انبیاء اور سورہ قلم۔ ان میں پہلی 4 سورہ مبارکہ میں حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کا نام اور باقی 2 میں ذوالنون اور صاحب حوت یعنی مچھلی والا کہہ کر ذکر کیا گیا ہے۔ نون بڑی مچھلی کو کہتے ہیں۔ چونکہ آپ کے کئی دن ایک مچھلی کے پیٹ میں رہے اس لیے مچھلی والا کہا گیا۔ قرآن کریم کی 10ویں سورت آپ کے نام پر ہے۔ حضرت یونس علیہ السلام ایک عرصے تک نینوا کے لوگوں کو توحید کی دعوت اور بت پرستی سے روکتے رہے، مگر قوم نے ان کی دعوت قبول کرنے سے صاف انکار کر دیا۔ صرف یہی نہیں، غرور اور تکبر میں مبتلا قوم دیگر نافرمانی اقوام کی طرح آپ کی دعوت کا مذاق بھی اڑاتی رہی۔ جب ان کی سرکشی اور نافرمانی انتہا کو پہنچ گئی تو اللہ تعالیٰ نے حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کو حکم دیا کہ لوگوں کو آگاہ کر دو کہ 3 دن کے اندر اندر ان پر عذاب آنے والا ہے۔ آپ نے قوم میں اس کا اعلان کر دیا۔ یہ سن کر قوم یونس نے آپس میں مشورہ کیا تو اس بات پر ان سب کا اتفاق ہوا کہ یونس علیہ السلام کو کبھی جھوٹ بولتے نہیں دیکھا گیا، لہٰذا ان کی بات نظر انداز نہیں کرنی چاہیے۔ مشورے میں یہ بھی طے ہوا کہ دیکھا جائے کہ اگر یونس علیہ السلام رات بستی کے اندر اپنے گھر میں مقیم رہتے ہیں تو سمجھ لو کہ کچھ نہیں ہوگا، اور اگر وہ یہاں سے کہیں اور چلے جاتے ہیں تو یقین کر لو کہ صبح عذاب ضرور آئے گا۔ قصہ مختصر، حضرت یونس علیہ السلام رات کو اس بستی سے نکل گئے۔ صبح ہوئی تو عذاب الہی ایک سیاہ دھوئیں اور بادل کی شکل میں بستی والوں کے سروں پر منڈلانے لگا۔ جب وہ ان کے قریب ہونے لگا تو لوگوں کو یقین ہو گیا کہ اب وہ سب ہلاک ہونے والے ہیں۔ یہ دیکھ کر حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کو تلاش کیا گیا کہ ان کے ہاتھ پر ایمان لے آئیں اور توبہ کر لیں، مگر آپ کو نہ پایا تو خود ہی اخلاص نیت کے ساتھ توبہ و استغفار میں لگ گئے اور اپنے گھروں سے ایک میدان میں نکل آئے۔ عورتیں، بچے اور جانور سب اس میدان میں جمع کر دیے گئے۔ تمام بستی والے ٹاٹ کے کپڑے پہن کر عجز و انکساری کے ساتھ توبہ کرنے لگے اور عذاب سے پناہ مانگنے میں اس طرح مشغول ہوئے کہ پورا میدان آہو بکا سے گونجنے لگا۔ اللہ تعالیٰ نے ان کی توبہ قبول فرما لی اور عذاب ان سے ہٹا دیا۔ روایت میں ہے کہ یہ عاشورہ یعنی 10ویں محرم کا دن تھا۔ ادھر حضرت یونس علیہ السلام بستی سے باہر اس انتظار میں تھے کہ اب اس قوم پر عذاب نازل ہوگا۔ ان کی توبہ و استغفار کا حال انہیں معلوم نہ تھا۔ جب عذاب ٹل گیا تو انہیں فکر ہوئی کہ اب تو قوم مجھے جھوٹا قرار دے گی، کیونکہ میں نے اعلان کیا تھا کہ 3 دن کے اندر عذاب آ جائے گا۔ اس قوم کا قانون تھا کہ جس شخص کا جھوٹ معلوم ہو اور وہ اپنے کلام پر کوئی شہادت پیش نہ کر سکے تو اسے قتل کر دیا جاتا تھا۔ تو یونس علیہ السلام کو فکر ہوئی کہ انہیں بھی جھوٹا قرار دے کر شہید کر دیا جائے گا۔ اس رنج و غم اور پریشانی کے عالم میں اس شہر سے نکل جانے کا ارادہ کر کے چل دیے، یہاں تک کہ بحیرہ روم کے کنارے پہنچ گئے۔ وہاں ایک کشتی دیکھی جس میں لوگ سوار تھے. آپ کو ان لوگوں نے پہچان لیا اور کرائے کے بغیر سوار کر لیا. کشتی روانہ ہو کر جب وسط میں پہنچی تو دفتن ٹھہر گئی. آگے بڑھتی ہے اور نہ ہی پیچھے. کشتی والوں نے منادی کی کہ ہماری اس کشتی میں کوئی ظالم، گناہگار یا بھاگا ہوا غلام سوار ہو جاتا ہے تو یہ کشتی خود بخود رک جاتی ہے. ایسے آدمی کو چاہیے کہ خود کو ظاہر کر دے تاکہ اس کی وجہ سے سب پر مصیبت نہ آئے. غلام گناہ گار. حضرت یونس علیہ السلام بول اٹھے کہ وہ بھاگا ہوا غلام گناہ گار میں ہی ہوں، کیونکہ اپنے شہر سے نکل کر کشتی میں سوار ہونا ایک طبعی خوف کی وجہ سے تھا، باذن الہی نہ تھا، اور اللہ تعالیٰ کے حکم کے بغیر یوں چلے آنے کو حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کی پیغمبرانہ شان نے ایک گناہ قرار دیا کہ پیغمبر کی کوئی نقل و حرکت بلا اذن الہی نہیں ہونی چاہیے تھی. بہرحال آپ نے فرمایا کہ مجھے دریا میں ڈال دو تو تم سب اس عذاب سے بچ جاؤ گے. مگر کشتی والے اس پر تیار نہ ہوئے، بلکہ انہوں نے قرہ اندازی کی تاکہ جس کا نام نکلے اسے دریا میں ڈالا جائے، لیکن قرہ اندازی میں بھی آپ ہی کا نام نکل آیا. لوگوں کو اس پر تعجب ہوا تو کئی مرتبہ قرہ اندازی کی گئی اور ہر مرتبہ آپ ہی کا نام آتا رہا. قرآن کریم کی سورۃ الصافات کی آیت نمبر 141 میں اس قرہ اندازی اور حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کا نام نکلنے کا ذکر موجود ہے. ایک طرف قرہ اندازی میں نام نکلنے پر آپ کو دریا میں ڈالے جانے کا سامان ہو رہا تھا، اور دوسری جانب ایک بہت بڑی مچھلی اللہ کے حکم پر کشتی کے قریب منہ کھولے موجود تھی کہ آپ کو اپنے پیٹ میں جگہ دے. حضرت یونس علیہ السلام نے فوراً انہیں اپنے پیٹ میں حضرت یونس علیہ السلام جیسے ہی پانی میں گئے، مچھلی نے فوراً انہیں اپنے پیٹ میں لے لیا. حضرت عبداللہ بن مسعود رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ نے فرمایا کہ حضرت یونس علیہ السلام اس مچھلی کے پیٹ میں 40 روز رہے. یہ انہیں زمین کی تہ تک لے جاتی اور دور دراز کی مسافتوں میں پھراتی رہی. بعض افراد نے 7، بعض نے 5 دن اور کئی ایک نے مچھلی کے پیٹ میں رہنے کی مدت چند گھنٹے لکھی ہے. مظہری حقیقت حال تو اللہ تعالیٰ ہی کو معلوم ہے. اس حالت میں حضرت یونس علیہ السلام نے دعا کی، لا الہ الا انت سبحانک انی کنت من الظالمین. تو اللہ تعالیٰ نے دعا قبول فرمائی اور مچھلی نے آپ کو بالکل صحیح و سالم حالت میں کنارے پر ڈال دیا. مچھلی کے پیٹ کی گرمی سے ان کے بدن پر کوئی بال نہ رہا. اللہ تعالیٰ نے ان کے قریب ایک درخت اگا دیا جس کے پتوں کا سایہ آپ کے لیے راحت کا سبب بن گیا. نیز ایک جنگلی بکری اللہ تعالیٰ کے حکم سے صبح شام آپ کے پاس آ کھڑی ہوتی اور آپ اس کا دودھ پی لیتے. اس قصے کے جتنے اجزاء قرآن پاک میں مذکور ہیں یا احادیث مبارکہ سے ثابت ہیں وہ تو یقینی ہیں، باقی اجزاء محض تاریخی روایات پر مشتمل ہیں جن پر کسی شرعی مسئلے کا مدار نہیں رکھا جا سکتا. حضرت ابو ہریرہ سے منقول ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم نے فرمایا کہ جب اللہ تعالیٰ نے حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کو مچھلی کے پیٹ میں قید کرنے کا ارادہ فرمایا تو مچھلی کو حکم دیا کہ ان کو لے لو، لیکن ان کے گوشت پر تیرا تصرف نہیں، کیونکہ یہ تیری غذا نہیں ہے. جب مچھلی آپ کو لے کر سمندر کی انتہائی نچلی سطح پر پہنچی تو آپ نے کچھ آہٹیں سنی. اس پر اللہ نے وحی فرمائی، یہ سمندری جانوروں کی تسبیح ہے. اس موقع پر حضرت یونس علیہ السلام نے بھی تسبیح کی. جب فرشتوں نے آپ کی تسبیح سنی تو بارگاہ خداوندی میں عرض کرنے لگے، اے پروردگار، ہم ایک نحیف اور کمزور سی آواز کسی اجنبی زمین سے سن رہے ہیں. اللہ تعالیٰ نے فرمایا، یہ میرا بندہ یونس ہے. فرشتوں نے عرض کیا وہ تو نیک بندے ہیں اور ان کی طرف سے ہر شب و روز آپ کے پاس نیک عمل پہنچتا ہے۔ اللہ تعالیٰ نے فرمایا ہاں یہ میری بہت اچھی تسبیح کرتے ہیں۔ پھر فرشتوں نے اللہ کے حضور حضرت یونس علیہ السلام کی سفارش کی تو اللہ نے مچھلی کو حکم دیا اور اس نے آپ کو سمندر کے کنارے ڈال دیا۔ قرآن کریم میں ارشاد باری تعالیٰ ہے کہ پھر ہم نے ان کو جبکہ وہ بیمار تھے فراخ میدان میں ڈال دیا اور ان پر ایک بیلدار درخت اگا دیا۔ آپ کا بدن مچھلی کے پیٹ میں رہنے سے انتہائی لاغر اور کمزور ہو چکا تھا۔ ابن مسعود فرماتے ہیں کہ آپ ایسے ہو گئے تھے جیسے چوزا جس پر ابھی پر بھی نہ آئے ہوں۔ ابن عباس اور زید رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہم فرماتے ہیں کہ جب بچہ پیدا ہوتا ہے اس وقت کے بچے کی طرح آپ کی حالت تھی اور بالکل دھنی ہوئی روئی کی طرح نرم و نازک تھے اور بدن پر کچھ نہ تھا۔ روایت میں ہے کہ جب آپ مچھلی کے پیٹ میں ٹھہر گئے تو گمان کیا کہ شاید وفات پا گئے ہیں۔ اس پر آپ نے اپنے اعضاء کو جنبش دی تو ان میں حرکت ہوئی تو فوراً سجدہ ریز ہو گئے اور بارگاہ رب العزت میں عرض کیا اے پروردگار میں تیرے لیے ایسی جگہ مسجد یعنی سجدہ گاہ بناتا ہوں جہاں کسی دوسرے نے تیری عبادت نہ کی ہوگی۔ پچھلی اقوام میں قوم یونس کی مثال سب سے منفرد ہے کہ جس نے عذاب کے وقوع ہونے سے پہلے ہی صدق دل کے ساتھ عاجزی و آزاری کرتے ہوئے توبہ و استغفار کیا اور اللہ تعالیٰ نے اس قوم سے اپنا عذاب ہٹا دیا، جبکہ قوم نوح، قوم ہود، قوم صالح اور قوم لوط وغیرہ عذاب سے ڈرانے اور بار تنبیہ کے باوجود شرک و کفر پر ڈٹائی سے جمی رہیں اور عذاب کی بات کو مذاق سمجھتی رہیں، چنانچہ عذاب الہی کا شکار ہو کر ہمیشہ کے لیے نیست و نابود ہو گئیں۔ قرآن کریم میں اللہ تعالیٰ ارشاد فرماتے ہیں بس کوئی بستی ایسی کیوں نہ ہوئی کہ ایمان لاتی تو اس کا ایمان اسے نفع دیتا سوائے یونس کی قوم کے۔ جب وہ ایمان لائی تو ہم نے دنیوی زندگی میں ان سے رسوائی کا عذاب دور کر دیا اور ایک مدت تک ان کو دنیوی فوائد سے بہرہ مند رکھا۔ سورہ یوسف 98 اس تفسیر کا حاصل یہ ہے کہ دنیا کا عذاب سامنے آ جانے پر بھی توبہ کا دروازہ بند نہیں ہوتا بلکہ توبہ قبول ہو سکتی ہے، البتہ آخرت کا عذاب سامنے آ جانے کے وقت توبہ قبول نہیں ہوتی اور عذاب آخرت کا سامنے آنا قیامت کے دن ہوگا یا موت کے وقت۔ معرف القرآن جامعہ ترمذی کی حدیث میں ہے کہ حضور نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم نے فرمایا اللہ تعالیٰ بندے کی توبہ قبول فرماتے رہتے ہیں جب تک کہ وہ گرگرا کی حالت میں نہ پہنچ جائے۔ گرگرا کی حالت سے مراد موت کا وہ وقت ہے کہ جب نزاع کے وقت فرشتے سامنے آ جاتے ہیں، اس وقت دنیا کی زندگی ختم ہو کر آخرت کے احکام شروع ہو جاتے ہیں، اس لیے اس وقت کا کوئی عمل قابل قبول نہیں ہوتا۔ تو میرے پیارے پیارے بہنوں اور بھائیوں، یہ وقت غنیمت ہے، اپنے اس وقت سے فائدہ اٹھا کر توبہ و استغفار کر لیجئے کہ جب سورج دوسرے طرف سے نمودار ہوگا تو توبہ کا دروازہ بند ہو جائے گا، کسی کی توبہ قبول نہیں ہوگی۔ تو امید کرتی ہوں کہ آپ کو یہ ویڈیو اچھی لگی ہو۔ چینل کو لائک، شیئر، سبسکرائب کرنا نہ بھولیے گا۔ ملتے ہیں نیکسٹ ویڈیو میں، تب تک کے لیے اللہ حافظ۔